You're watching FanDuel Sports Network, the home of the Clippers, Kings, and Angels.
Gets it hard out to right center field, pretty deep. Rafael is back. It's over his head. And I think he's won it. Say goodnight to the Red Sox. It's a home run.
Sibo says, see you later.
Just still coming down after a thriller last night and a chance to sweep the Red Sox today. Angels Live presented by Spectrum on an exquisite day for baseball at the Big A. Your Angels taking on the Boston Red Sox. And we got a great show for you just to set the table for some Halo baseball. They're playing great right now. What more can you ask for? Christian Moore, just spectacular. Really, to be 22 years old and to do that, insane. Can Yusei sweep? We sure hope so with Kikuchi on the bump. He's outstanding at home. It was a tough one, though, for Zach Neto. We'll get an update, not in the lineup here today. And, you know, he had that shoulder repaired in the offseason. Erica Weston will join us for the very latest. Down here on the field, great to have you with us. Mark Gubaza and Tim Salmon. I'm Patrick O'Neill. Great to be with you guys, as always. Gubi, let me just ask you, what we saw from Christian Moore. To be 22 years old, am I overstating it by saying that was absolutely incredible what he accomplished?
No, you're not, Patio. I mean, I tell you, that was so much fun. To tie the game up in the 8th and to walk it off in the 10th. You're 22 years old. You're playing in the College World Series about 5.5 seconds ago, and you're doing this at the major league level. Some really good at-bats, some great defense. Hey, that was only game 79 last night, but it felt a lot of fun there. The energy level from the fans and just being part of that and seeing that energy this club had, it was a lot of fun.
Fish, just to follow up, I'm going to you on this. You won Rookie of the Year. This is 12 games for Christian Moore. You have to be able to appreciate what we saw, right?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, this is a guy that when I saw him for the first time last year, he's a beast. I mean, he's a man among children right now as far as his peer group goes. He kind of reminds me a little bit of this Mike Trout 2.0. I mean, you think about what Mike was when he first came up. He's just got that instinctiveness. He's got the physicality. And right now we're seeing him contribute to this Angels each and every day. I mean, he's doing something defensively or offensively, and that's what Mike Trout did. He checked in every day.
Take this away, going back to Monday, Tip.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This at bat right here, runner on third, game on the line, young kid up there facing a tough closer. He's up there being patient. He's looking for his pitch. Now, he might have taken a couple fastballs earlier he should have swung at, but look at the sliders he was taking. And this one right here, that's maturity right there. I mean, young kids can't normally do that, but he battles. He works himself back into the count, and then he gets a pitch he can handle, and he hits the sac fly to right. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that you don't see young players doing very often.
He was not going to strike out. I asked him, I said, you took that right out of the catcher's glove. Insane. He's just so mature for his age, and the defense is really pretty good.
Well, it is. This play right here, I mean, you know, playing the rundown, I mean, the game gets fast down there, and for a young kid that's only been in the big leagues, what, a week? I mean, to be able to be heads up, not only make the play, but then to have the intuition to come back and make that throw to get the double play, that was huge right there.
And then, you know, last night what he did, too, is you're down 1-0 in the game when Crochet was absolutely dominant. He's able to get a pitch on that inner half, and he was super quick on that one and drives that out of the ballpark. What a swing that was, tying that 2 home runs, 8th inning or later, including the walk-off. It's phenomenal for a kid that young to do it. But this swing last night, and Tim, you obviously appreciate this, going the other way. This was on the line, and Rafael, by the way, catches everything.
Yes, he does.
So you had to hold your breath, but that was hit so hard on the line that it got over that yellow line in a walk-off 2-run home run. What a phenomenal game for Christian Moore. But you know what? There's a lot of confidence in him. You can see it in his face. You can see it if he even has a bad at bat. One time he's able to shake it off quickly and go back out there and be able to go out and have a celebration like that.
Hey, one comment on that hit right there. That was a left-handed slider. Do you know how many guys that have been around the big leagues pull that pitch? He kept his hands inside, and he drove it to right field. That, to me, is the maturity I'm talking about. He has a great idea at the plate, keeps his hands inside the ball, and hits home runs on those pitches.
If he wanted to save that jersey, he's going to have to take it to the tailor. They're going to have to sew that thing up. They just ripped it right off. Perhaps they wanted everybody to see how ripped Christian Moore is, and apparently so. All right, let's take a look at what happened to Zach Neto. 8th inning, attempted a stolen base. You know, he goes in head first, and he had that right shoulder, throwing shoulder, repaired in the offseason. Jams it into the back, stays in the game, and then a ground ball was hit to him, and he tried to, you know, he stays in, ground ball hit, you see him shaking it off, and the throw, you see something right away. Not good. They go, Ray Montgomery and the training staff, they go, you're not staying in this game, and he is not in the lineup here today. Obviously, we're going to go to Erica Weston right now, who is very stealthy, by the way, getting out of the way of that Gatorade shower for Christian Moore. But as far as Zach Neto, what did you find out today?
Yeah, still waiting to find some more news, some more updates for him. Ray Montgomery told us before the game he slept about 35 minutes last night. I mean, we're all obviously hoping for the best for Zach Neto, but we're just still kind of in wait-and-see mode. The good news, though, is that Zach Neto, while he's not in the lineup today, he is here. And we did know that he was planning to have an MRI this morning. He did go through with that. He was in the clubhouse this morning while the media was in there, but he was in the back getting treatment. So we're still kind of just in wait-and-see mode. But we did talk to Neto after the game last night. He seemed in really good spirits, obviously being as optimistic as possible while we try to get some answers. But here's what he shared with us in the clubhouse after the game last night.
It happened on the slide. I think I jammed my shoulder, and you know, I just wasn't feeling great. I probably should have took myself out of the game, but being the competitor that I am, I wanted to try to gut it out. And you know, there's a time and place to be a hero, and there's a time and place to get out of the game, and that's probably the time to get out of the game.
You don't seem overly concerned, but are you? I mean, I know you've experienced some soreness with it and thinking about it, but where are you at with it right now?
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's always a concern, you know, it being, you know, the shoulder I just had my surgery on, but you know, I'm going to be hopeful, and you know, I think tomorrow I got some tests, so, you know, just be hopeful for it, and hopefully everything comes out great, and like I said, be out there as early as possible.
So hopefully we'll have the results of his MRI after the game today. Did ask Ray Montgomery before the game today if there's any consideration just to IL him, just to rest him. He's been grinding. He's out there every day. He plays hard every single day. Just not ready to make any sort of decision on that right now. He said the goal is that he's ready and available to play at some point today, but they have to wait and see what the medical staff says, Patio.
Okay, Erica, thanks very much. Who knows? Maybe off the bench, late inning, pinch hit home run once again for Zach Neto. Tim, take us through this lineup with Neto not in there and Shanoa leading off.
Yeah, it definitely changed things up. I mean, Neto's just a force at the top of the lineup right there, but moving everybody up a few spots. Christian Moore's come down. Mike Trout, the heart of the order kind of stays the same, but you know, Shanoa's in that position now where he's got to be that guy looking to get on base rather than taking pitches and moving Neto around when he gets out there.
So Kingery will be at short, but Christian Moore going from 9 to the 2-hole, Gooby.
Well, when you hit 2 home runs like he did in the 10th inning, you deserve it. Shonowell's a guy, though, at the plate where he can drive in a run right away with a home run to first. I mean, he's starting to hit the ball really well. I would expect Shonowell to have a big game.
And by the way, 8-5 on Gooby Tuesday. That was a big one last night.
This another W.
Just saying. Good job, Gooby. Thanks very much.
Guys.
All right, enjoy the game. Have a great call with Wayne Randazzo and Erica. Oh, gosh, the mascots just track you guys down on the road. Orbit harassing Erica at one point. Yeah, right. I don't know. Call HR. Everything you want to know about mascots next.
Chicken so juicy, avocado so creamy, vinaigrette so tangy, super green so super greeny.
The Mets were a great story last season.
It's gone! He did it! He did it!
You got to think the expectations are sky high. They know that they're built to win.
I love the additions.
Juan Soto to the Mets.
It's real.
This is landscape changing that changes the arc of the Mets.
Want to make a dynasty.
Really like their bullpen a lot.
The ball game is over. Put it in the book.
It's going to take everything from everybody. We got to stay together, and we got to post up.
We got our hands up in the air.
My, oh my.
Lots of great baseball coming. And good guess, by the way.
Good luck trying to hit that, man. It's unhittable.
This is the show that never ends. It's a great night for baseball.
This matchup features some of the best talent in the game. A lot of power, a lot of marquee names.
Here we go. Buckle up, folks.
There's a guy who wants to be in the spotlight.
The bats have come alive. A showstopper. We're just playing Powerball. This place doesn't know what hit them. These teams are entertaining, are they not?
The show continues.
Experience game-to-game coverage of the night's biggest moments, live and commercial-free. MLB Network Strike Zone, Wednesday and Friday nights all season.
That's Spectrum. And that would be, of course, Orbit bullying Gooby and I back earlier this season when we were visiting the Houston Astros. You just never know what you're going to get when it comes to the furry mascots. Before the towering home runs, before the walk-off celebrations, of course, before Wally and the Green Monster, there were mascots. Furry, friendly, oftentimes at this point green, friendly bullies at the ballpark, if you will, particularly when it comes to visiting Major League Baseball reporters. But how about a history of MLB mascots with Keith Olbermann?
MLB mascots are the life of the party. MLB mascots enrich the life of the fan. MLB mascots, perhaps they are in fact life itself. But what is a mascot? Blooper here is certainly a mascot. Bernie the Brewer is certainly a mascot. But are these guys also mascots? Is there a mascot roster limit?
The Clements famous racing sausages. Hot dog off to a good start this year. Remember how bad he was last year?
This was the missing link of mascots. Mr. Met debuted May 31st, 1964, half man, half baseball. An expression frozen somewhere between mild amusement and mild electrocution. A drawing, actually the Mets' alternate logo, come to life. If you call this life. Historians insist Mr. Met is the first baseball mascot. He is not. If the Cubs now have Clark, who is a guy in a bear suit, and Clark is a mascot, isn't the guy in the bear suit at the Cubs game on July 10th, 1908 also a mascot? Isn't he the real first mascot? He was a regular in a play at a Chicago theater known as the Friendly Bear. He sat on the Cubs bench all game, then stormed onto the field after the Cubs' 11th inning walk-off win over the Phillies. He frolicked. He joked with the players. Okay, he did not wave a flag with a big W on it, but, like Clark, he was also not wearing pants. He was a mascot, a 1908 mascot. Originally, mascots were real animals. Mr. Met himself was preceded by Homer the Met Beagle, trained by the same guy who trained Lassie, trained to circle the bases, except, legend has it, he once ran to second and just kept going into the outfield before going in the outfield. There were dog mascots at least as far back as these 1888 St. Louis Browns Greyhounds, Fly and Prince, or Prince and Fly. They lived in Sportsman's Park in St. Louis. Heck, the 1899 Phillies had 3 Hall of Famers and also 3 dog mascots. Was Hank the Brewer Bat Dog a mascot? If not, how is the Angels Rally Monkey a mascot? Fredbird. Fredbird is a bird mascot? An actual bird? What kind of bird? Are there more? What happens if they attack us like in that Hitchcock movie? The most famous of all baseball mascots, the Fanatic. He's a bird. The Babe Ruth of mascots, the Chicken. He's a bird. The Fanatic and the old Expo bird, Youppi, had fights with the late Tom Lasorda. Lasorda got Youppi ejected from a Montreal game in Montreal. Youppi was a bird. And Dandy. Dandy, the mascot of the Yankees? He debuted on July 22nd, 1979 to instant regret. Instead of a big ceremony planned on the field, they made him wander through the upper deck. They were ashamed of Dandy. They just let him disappear in 1981, and without ever explaining how he had gotten possession of reliever Sparky Lyle's mustache. It's not easy even when they like you. Ask Billy the Marlin. Yeah, A.J. Burnett was aiming for the truck window. Ask the Mariner Moose. Sure, who amongst us hasn't gone water skiing on roller skates behind an ATV on the really slick turf at the old Kingdome, but have any of us considered it might be risky? At least now we know where that phrase breaking ankles comes from. Or ask Orbit. Orbit, who seemed to combine all the scandals of all the mascots into one awful day in Houston when he lost his mind and he lost his pants. Or ask the experts and the pundits about this, the Nationals' daily president's race. Wish I had something to say about this that was either relevant or true, but as I am sure we will all agree, I don't know anything about politics.
That's an unbelievable tackle there. I'll tell you one thing, Fred Bird, I'm out on him. The Angels, they're going to see Blooper on this next road trip, so can't wait to see what's in store for that. But Patio, you know we're going to Philly after the All-Star break. I don't think Gooby and I stand a chance with the Fanatic down there.
No, you guys.
It's the green fuzzy ones.
You guys are in trouble. Great job, Erica. Thanks for sharing that.
Thanks,
that was fun. Keith Olbermann, what a piece. Didn't know Youppi was a bird. The Rally Monkey Kingfish in 2002. How many late-inning big hits did you have because of the help of the Rally Monkey?
Well, I think we had a lot. I mean, I think it propelled us into the World Series. I mean, holy cow. I mean, the Rally Monkey came out mid-season there and really got things going for us. I mean, you know, the West Coast crowds sometimes maybe not as boisterous as the East Coast crowds, but the Rally Monkey that year really changed the tone, and we had that never say die attitude coming from the bench, a bunch of blue-collar guys that played every out and made the difference. We got a trophy. We got a ring.
That's incredible. We owe it all to the Rally Monkey. Okay, Yusei Kikuchi is on the bump here this afternoon. Kikuchi-san wa shigoto ni ikimashou. He goes to work next.
Since 1983, Nissan has been assembling award-winning vehicles right here in America. And now we've lowered MSRP on Rogue and Pathfinder at the Nissan Summer Sales.
The MLB app. Yeah, it's got game. This game. These games. All the games. Pre-game. Post-game. And everything in between. This is baseball your way. With real-time stats, scores, breaking news, and custom content that hits every time. Because you choose the teams and pick the players you want to follow. So when they catch it on the field, you catch it on the app.
Hey, Chicago, what do you say? Cubs are going to win today.
This is their chance to have another run. This is their time.
This is the Cubs division to lose this year.
They need to be singing the song quite a bit this year.
That's hammered. Kyle Tucker, welcome to the Cubs. Dansby swats it.
He's one of the most talented ball players.
Pete Crow Armstrong, what a stud.
Shota Imanaga, it's about falling in love with him.
Seiya Suzuki with a grand slam.
And this is when you put the pedal to the metal.
I think we got a really good team.
Turn on MLB Tonight's all-new national pregame show live at 5 as Greg, Harold, and Dan preview all the night's matchups.
Premier talent.
I'm just excited to put any pair of cleats on.
MLB Tonight's national pregame show, weekdays on MLB Network. The MLB Network podcast is here. Join your favorite on-air personalities for unique perspectives, in-depth interviews, and untold stories from on and off the field. The MLB Network podcast, presented by New Balance. Available wherever you get your podcasts.
Back to our Angels Live Pre right here on FanDuel Sports Network and brought to you by Spectrum, a connection built for everywhere. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum. And that's a connection between the Angels and the Red Sox. Two, teams that have had similar players for both.
Oh, yeah. Move on. Boy, when he came over here, that was huge. He just got done winning the MVP, and then, of course, Freddie Lynn and John Lackey, boy, took his winning ways there as well.
That's right. All-Stars. Speaking of which, help make your Angels All-Stars. Send them to Atlanta for the 2025 All-Star Game. If you're at any of the games coming up, make your way to Center Field Patio. Submit your 2025 All-Star ballot to receive an Angels 2025 commemorative All-Star button. And here we are on Hump Day Wednesday, looking around baseball. You see some young stars in the game, and of course Ohtani doing his thing, but with Burns doing what he did yesterday, I think the state of Major League Baseball right now with so many great young players is very, very healthy.
Well, there's some great young fireballers. I mean, there's some great pitchers out there. Chase Burns, I saw that yesterday, 99. It looks so effortless. You hear the same with Mizrowski, and then of course, you look around the game. I mean, you got Skeens throwing today. You got Skubal. We saw one last night. I mean, there's some really good power arms out there.
Yeah, and the fans have to be loving what they're seeing. As far as Yusei Kikuchi, got a veteran, 34 years old, has struggled against the Red Sox in the past, but on home turf, he's been outstanding. He needs some run support.
Yeah, you talk about home turf. I mean, he's got the fourth lowest ERA at 1.31. His last two starts, 19 Ks, only 2 walks. But here's the biggest. I mean, that Astro game right there, there's a lot going on. He gave him 2 home runs right out of the gate, and you're kind of wondering what was this outing going to look like, and he dialed in that curveball. Huge game for him there. Ended up finishing 6 more innings and looked fantastic. I mean, really the only 2 bad pitches he made were in that first inning in the first 5 minutes of his outing.
Fish, after the 2 home runs, he went 7 scoreless against the Houston Astros, his former team, and looking forward to the lefty as going against Fitz. Richard Fitz, remember what he did in Boston, or what the Angels did to gave him fits? They hit those 3 home runs in the first that knocked him out of the game.
Yeah, I mean, this is a guy, he hits 95. He's got the fastball, slider, sweeper. Command is really good. He works ahead in the count, throws a lot of strikes, and you saw the Angels taking advantage. I mean, you got some young Angel hitters led by Zach Neto. Well, they're not going to let balls over the plate go early in the count. They're going to hammer you. And, just in his defense a little bit, he's been banged up, and, he was supposed to go on a rehab assignment, but they said, hey, while you're here, why don't you just go out there and work on out here? And he got worked out, that's for sure. But, I always hate to say, oh, the Angels crushed him last time, they're going to get him this time. You know how many times in my career you crush somebody and then they come out and deal on you, or vice versa? Hopefully that's not the case today. Maybe the Angels can go out there and find some of that energy they had last time he threw.
1 pitch, 1 inning at a time, play good baseball, get this sweep, get back to 500. How about that? That would be impressive. Shawnoa leading things off. This is the segment Sweeping the Nation. Something's fishy around here.
At PCA, we believe
they're already stars, but now you can make them all-stars. Vote in the 2025 Pro Spirit MLB All-Star ballot up to 5 times daily. Show your favorite players how much you want to see them play in Atlanta. And new this year, download and visit MLB Pro Spirit during Phase 1, and you can secure an additional vote per day for your favorite players. Submit your ballot today and add some shine to summer.
Introducing baseball's all-new national pregame show, MLB Tonight, live at 5. Join Greg, Harold, and Dan, and a star-studded roster for a preview of all the night's matchups. Get a first look at the lineups.
Premier talent.
First take from the players.
I'm just excited to put any pair of cleats on.
And the first of many breakdowns every game night. A full night of baseball starts at 5. MLB Tonight's national pregame show, weekdays on MLB Network.
I think the sneaky team to watch is the Giants.
It's going to be fun to watch this staff. That is the best ballpark in the world to pitch in San Francisco.
A lot of experience up top.
I like where this team's headed.
High drive! It is out of here! Doesn't get any better than this.
Logan Webb might be the most underappreciated quality starting pitcher in all of baseball.
If this Giants team is going to make noise, it's going to be because of their starting rotation.
Yeah. For me, it's really important for us to establish an identity.
You're going to be talking about the Giants in September again.
Spend your time getting free McDonald's fries. Looking forward to a baseball game here today. It is the Angels and the Red Sox. But check this out. This past week, USA Baseball 16 and under national team championships. They took place in Arizona, 64 teams. And Fullerton's TB SoCal took the prize. Starting pitcher Jake Green from Redondo Union High School dealing. Coach Ryan Thompson, great job. Shout out to center fielder Jackson Alba, son of FanDuel Sports Network's Jake Alba. Jackson coming through 2 hits, 2 ribbies, and a stolen base in the championship game. Look at the medals, so shiny. Big congrats to the boys of TB SoCal, national champs. And nothing better when you get the team photo and you drape in the American flag over your shoulders. That's awesome. Fantastic to see that. And a big congrats going to all you players. AL wildcard standings, Tim Salmon alongside. This is going to be fun.
Well, you know, the Angels are right there 2.5 games out right now. They're looking bigger for bigger things, like let's just get to 500.
Yeah, that's right.
Win today, get you to 40-40. This team's been playing a lot better as of late. Get over that hump and put it in the rearview mirror.
Angels have won 13 of the last 21. Last time they were 500 was when they were 25-25. That's 30 games ago. Time now for something's fishy. You go back to the start of May, 75 homers for the Angels, tied with the Dodgers in that span, most in baseball, yet day games, something's fishy.
Yeah, something fishy here. You know, their 113 home runs is 3rd in the major leagues, yet they've only hit 41 in day games, and that puts them tied for 24th in the major leagues. What's going on there? Hey, their record in day games, 8-17. That's the worst in the major leagues. Their last day game win was the 22nd of May versus the A's. They've lost 10 day games in a row. Hey, I think there's a correlation between home runs and wins in day games. Angels Stadium this time of day, ball flies. Let's see some home runs and get a win.
Way to go, Fish. Digging deep. We'll see you for post-game, pal, when we come back. Wayne Randazzo, Mark Gubaza, Erica West to get you ready for the ball game. Go Halos.
I use PayPal to buy this ticket. I'm paying it off over time. No fees, no interest.
You know what else has no interest? Me.
You can pay your own way.
Excuse me, sir?
Yeah.
The captain needs you.
My wife told me my hair was thinning, and I wanted to avoid that at all costs.
Let's go, baby. I stopped hanging out with the guys because I didn't want to hear the wisecracks. So I did some research and found Nutrafol, which was cool because I had no idea there was a supplement for hair.
I liked that it was drug-free and then it was clinically tested.
My hair was getting stronger and thicker.
Nutrafol has just given me more confidence, which allows me to carry myself a little taller.
It felt real good to ditch the hat.
Hair growth starts from the inside at Nutrafol.com/men.
There's an easier way. From little fixes to big projects, taking care of your home is easy with Thumbtack. Download the Thumbtack app and start caring for your home today.
Why would I use Hims to have my ED meds delivered to my door? I love pharmacy lines.
Why would I use clinically proven ingredients to regrow my hair through Hims?
I love wearing hats 24/7.
Why would I choose weight loss treatment I can afford through Hims? I love selling off my prized possessions.
Why wouldn't I get high-quality care I can trust? I love Hims.
Get treatment you'll actually love at Hims.com.
Make the most of your summer with the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event. Because now's the time to buy. So visit your local Kia dealer and look out for these stickers to take advantage of great deals. All of our vehicles are backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. And right now, get 1.9% APR for up to 60 months plus 500 retail bonus cash on specially tagged 2025 Sportage and Sorrento vehicles.
You love our legendary subs, so you'll love our legendary new Doritos Footlong Nachos. Doritos and Subway, two legends come together to...
Legends eating legends. Am I right?
Yes, thank you, Marshawn. Doritos Footlong Nachos. Just $5, only at Subway.
You're watching FanDuel Sports Network, the home of the Clippers, Kings, and Angels.
It's an art out to right center field, pretty deep. Rafael is back. It's over his head. And I think he's won it. Say goodnight to the Red Sox. It's a home run.
Says, see you later.
What a moment it was here last night. Christian Moore's big ball game helping the Angels get into a position where they could sweep the Red Sox here today at Angel Stadium. Today's game brought to you by Jack in the Box here at the Big A. Alongside Mark Gubazon, Wayne Randazzo, and Gooby, Christian Moore in the 8th and the 10th innings put on quite a show last night.
Incredible. Now you get to that 500 mark because of what the youngster did. It's a 22-year-old. Remember, just about 5 seconds ago, he was helping Tennessee win the College World Series. What he does last night, unbelievable. 22-year-old doing what he did, swinging the bat.
One of the great performances at the late stages of a game that you'll ever see by anyone, let alone a rookie, what Christian Moore did last night.
Yeah, to tie it up, especially after Crochet pitched so well for the Red Sox. Looked like it was going to be a tough one, even coming back from a one-run deficit, just like that. It's a tie ball game. He turned on that one on the inner half of the plate. You would think about his power. Most of his power is to right center. You know, when you think 8th inning ties it up. In the 10th inning, he walks it off with his patented line drive shot, opposite field home run, a 2-run home run. So he ties it in the 8th, walks it off in the 10th. Amazing when you think about this, the second youngest ever to be able to do that in just such a traumatic moment he did last night.
Only one Angels had a game-tying homer in the 8th inning or later and a walk-off homer after that. It was Vladimir Guerrero, so Christian Moore puts himself in some really good company with his big performance last night.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, he's so confident. Even that sacrifice fly he had the night before, his defense has been good. His instincts on the field, his base running, but just fighting in the batter's box and waiting for that one pitch, whether you turn on it or hit it the other way, showing that power that he has.
Now, last year's first-round pick, and this year making an impact at the major league level, Christian Moore with the night of his life here at Angel Stadium yesterday. Today, the Halos try to sweep away the Red Sox. Yusei Kikuchi on the mound for the Angels here today.
Since
The roar is back in Motown. Right now in Major League Baseball, we have a new Tiger King. Tarek Skubal owns this mound.
Look at him walking off the mound. This guy's a nightmare.
This kid's special, doing it all.
Riley Green saves the day.
Does everything on the field, plays great defense, can steal bags.
He's a monster.
If I'm on time, I know my swing is going to be in the best spot possible for me to hit the ball.
Riley Green tears into another one.
That's the Tigers, baby.
some moments are too big to miss.
4 swings, 4 homers. Kyle Tucker, you are the man. It's gone! This place is going wild.
MLB Tonight brings you closer to the biggest plays from around the league as they happen.
What a play! Oh, my goodness!
Plus, highlights and reactions from the moments that matter most.
Good to get that win today, but got to keep going.
MLB Tonight, only on MLB Network.
Hey, Chicago, what do you say? Cubs are going to win today.
This is their chance to have another run. This is their time.
This is the Cubs division to lose this year.
They need to be singing the song quite a bit this year.
That's hammered. Kyle Tucker, welcome to the Cubs. Gone! Anthony Swanson.
He's one of the most talented ball players.
Pete Crow Armstrong, what a stud.
Showed at Imanaga, it's about falling in love with him.
Seiya Suzuki with a grand slam.
And this is when you put the pedal to the metal.
I think we got a really good team.
The MLB Network podcast is here. Join your favorite on-air personalities for unique perspectives, in-depth interviews, and untold stories from on and off the field. The MLB Network podcast, presented by New Balance, Sundays at 11:30 Eastern.
Angels baseball on FanDuel Sports Network, brought to you by Hyundai. With a brand new Hyundai, there's joy in every journey. By Jack in the Box, get so much more in the new T-Pain Munchie Meal. And by the OC Healthcare Agency, navigate to a healthier you at angels.ocnavigator.org. What a night it was here yesterday with Christian Moore delivering really a performance that will be memorable for many years. Game-tying home run in the 8th inning, the walk-off home run in the 10th inning. It's an unusual thing to happen really ever, let alone for a player that young to perform what he did last night. Christian Moore helping the Angels get into position for a sweep today, and Yusei Kikuchi has been pretty durable of late.
Yeah, he's been really, really good this entire season home. 2-1 at home with a 1.31 ERA. His curveball, I think, has really been the difference maker for me. Be able to throw it on the back door. Consistent, my go-tos for Kikuchi to have a very big game here and have the Angels get to that 500 mark with a sweep here today. His backdoor, those breaking pitches, both his curveball and slider backdoor, 38 strikeouts between the two of them this year, and then steady ride of that four-seam heater upstairs, 29 punch-outs, 21.5 whiff percentage on that four-seamer, especially when he rides it upstairs.
Sure, the lineup for the Red Sox, who are now a game under 500 with Rob Refsnyder, their leadoff hitter, at DH today. Then Jarren Duran, Romy Gonzalez batting third. Similar lineup to yesterday with the lefty on the mound for Boston, except that Roman Anthony is not in there today. Meyer had a good game last night in the 8th spot, back in that spot here today. It's a beautiful day, and Kikuchi's first pitch is ball one to Rob Refsnyder. Kikuchi didn't really have the strikeouts cooking in most of the first 2 months of the season, but his last two starts he has. He struck out 10 in Baltimore on June 15th and 9 his last start against the Astros. Remember, he had over 200 strikeouts last year, and he can be a guy who racks up the punch-outs when things are going well.
When he starts to get a feel for his slider, that's when you really see the strikeout totals going up. And so far, that's been a pretty good pitch for him, along with his curveball.
The Angels in general have been tapping into the strikeouts as Refsnyder fouls one straight back toward the Nesson booth next door. Almost got in there. Allen had it, I think.
Yes, Allen is putting his hand out there to make the play.
Angels pitchers have posted 102 strikeouts in the last 10 games. That is the most in the major leagues over the last 10 games by any team. Second is Atlanta with 88. So the Angels pitchers have put up a lot more strikeouts than anyone else.
And that bullpen has been another reason why for the Halos, getting a bunch of them.
And a strikeout starts today. It's Refsnyder.
What'd you say about strikeouts, Wayne?
Just prognosticator.
Yes. Let's take a look at the Nissan defense behind Kikuchi today. Scott Kingery making the start at shortstop today for the Halos. Out in the outfield, though, Taylor Ward, Joe Adell, Montwade Jr. out in right field again today. Rengifo at third, Kingery at short, Moore back at second, Shonewell back in the lineup, Logan O'Hoppe behind the plate. See, it would be Travis d'Arnaud behind the plate.
Jarren Duran is at the plate now as he takes ball one from Kikuchi. That 1.31 ERA here at Angel Stadium is the fourth best home ERA in the major leagues. only behind Tyler Malley in Texas, Kodai Senga for the Mets, and Hunter Brown for Houston.
Kingery with his 140th game at shortstop today. He's been involved in 57 double plays. That double play he turned yesterday showed how strong his throwing arm. Doubling up Hamilton. He got a lot on that throw to complete a double play, which would end up being a big play.
1 ball, 1 strike. The ground ball right at Kingery as he knocks it down, juggles it, and makes an error. I'm just going to say, with Zach Neto being absent from the lineup today, as they hope for good news on his shoulder, that whoever is in that position just has to make the plays, because that's what you miss the most of anything from Neto, is how strong he is defensively, and that was right to Kingery, and he botches it for a 1-out error.
Yeah, a little bit of a different bounce when it hit the mound, but still was in front of it, had time, but unable to get the control on the transfer. Now you got some speed over first, and the way Boston has been playing, they're very aggressive stealing bags.
And Durant especially so. I mean, when you have a two-way shortstop like Zach Neto, who can give you a great bat and a great glove, I mean, you're spoiled. But when his replacement is in there, you don't even really care about the bat as much. You just need them to catch the ball.
Those routine plays, that's what you always think about. We're not used to any routine plays when it comes to Zach Neto. He makes the spectacular play.
There is Neto, who had a MRI on his shoulder. I don't know the results yet. Sounds like he's feeling okay.
His eyes, when you heard talking to Eric Weston yesterday, Erica, it was like, it looked like he was fine. I think he's going to be okay. Usually you can tell that by your facial expressions, how you're feeling. Well, granted, it was yesterday, it's still fresh on that, but hopefully today we'll see and hear some good news from Neto.
And after today, too, the Angels don't play tomorrow. Day game today, no game tomorrow. They'll come back to work Friday night against the Washington Nationals. So it gives Neto some time naturally to just heal up over the next 2.5 days and be ready for Friday if everything is structurally okay. Romy Gonzalez is the batter here. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Duran with a pretty big lead now at first. And Kikuchi throws over. That's the second disengagement with Duran at first.
And they're usually thinking, okay, 1-2 count. What does he throw? Most times 1-2. Most times will be either curveball or slider. I would imagine he's thinking about going there. Bigger lead now.
There he goes. And a bouncing ball right through that open hole on the right side. So a perfect hit and run from Romy Gonzalez puts Duran at third base, and that error really opens the door for Boston in this inning.
That's a nice piece of hitting, really. Gonzalez, he just stayed with the pitch. Got a 4-seam fastball, was up and away. A pitch you can hit that way. The shortening up, made contact. And covering with the right-handed batter at the plate, as most times you would do as a second baseman, left that hole wide open. And because there's 2 disengagements, he knew he was going to go. Duran going. Boston's very aggressive. They have 67 stolen bases. They caught 17 times. They've had their problems on the bases running, but not stealing bases.
So a scoring chance now for the Red Sox with Carlos Narvaez at the plate. It's ball 1 from Kikuchi. Narvaez hitting .268. He has 22 extra base hits in 60 games. He has hit into 5 double plays this year. Batting in that cleanup spot, the Red Sox unable to score a lot of runs without Devers, and now pop up behind home plate helps out the Angels. Darno makes the catch, and that's the second out of the inning.
Nice job there, Darno. And I like what Kikuchi did. He was right at home plate right away. Sometimes you're a spectator and you know how aggressive Duran is running the bases. If you're not there, he might force that issue. Good job, Kikuchi, getting right behind home plate. Big out there.
Bring up Wilyer Abreu. Doesn't always play against left-handers. Kikuchi largely has been pretty good against lefties this year. The batting averages are similar, but lefties do not have much pop against Kikuchi. No lefties homered off him this season. See if he can get this big out on Abreu and get out of this first inning unscathed despite that error. Ball 1. 1. Just missed the inside corner to Abreu. Angels winning 3-2 last night, 9-5 on Monday, although Monday was tied until the bottom of the 8th. Both of these teams tend to play a lot of close games. The Angels tend to win their close games. The Red Sox don't. Well, the records are pretty much the same right now. They're both a game under 500.
Pretty good sized crowd here this afternoon. A lot of kids at the ballpark today.
Starting to see the Angels play better here at Angel Stadium too, where they've won 8 of their last 11. They're 13-8 in their last 21 games. Just trying to get over that hill, that 500 mark. 1 ball, 1 strike on Wilyer Abreu. Swing and a miss, blew the fastball by.
Yeah, tied him up inside. Now, more likely you might see a slider here, so you got to be ready if you're Rengifo on that left side of the infield.
So 2 outs with Duran at third base, Gonzalez at first. Kikuchi steps off to have a look around at the base runners. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count on Abreu.
Duran was going down there pretty quick, especially as a left-handed pitcher. The back's turned to him. He's able to get down the line as quick as possible if he wanted to try that. Oh, that was all over the strike zone.
Kikuchi walked off the mound thinking that was going to be strike 3. Alan Porter, the home plate umpire.
Yeah, he just missed that one. Usually pretty consistent umpire. That's all over the strike zone, though.
If it was where d'Arnaud was set up, he was a little bit off the play with his setup. So Abreu gets another chance, 2-2. That one a little bit upstairs. So now full count will send Gonzalez in motion with 2 outs here in the first.
Bunch of these extra pitches now, too, for Kikuchi.
A lot of extras after the error prolonged the inning, and now at the very least Kikuchi trying to keep a 0 on the board for Boston. 3-2. It's way inside a walk. And loads him up for Trevor Story.
Very, very big pitch here now with Story with his power.
Story does have 11 home runs this year. He's only got a .273 on base percentage, so he made his fair share of outs this year.
He's hit the ball well the other way we've seen so far this season against the Halos.
A couple of hits in the opener of this series on Monday, including a home run. Certainly can be a dangerous hitter. He's a well-paid infielder after the Red Sox signed him away from Colorado.
You got to get back in form now. You had a strikeout. It was a missed call behind the plate, but for Kikuchi, can't let that carry over now. 3 pitches in a row, well out of the strike zone when he thought he made a perfect pitch.
Story signed a 6-year deal with Boston before the 2022 season. In the middle of that deal now. Swing and a miss here on a high fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Good life on that 96 from Kikuchi.
Home numbers in favor of Kikuchi. Coincidentally struggled when he pitched here against the Angels. He's been great here as an Angel. It's a grounder foul. Story checking his bat to see if he busted it. Looks like he did. Sounded like he did.
Kikuchi last time out threw 103 pitches. He's thrown as much as 110 so far this season. A lot of pitches in this first inning now. I mean, pitch number 23, trying to put up a 0.
Red Sox have loaded the bases, trying to get the big hit here in the top of the first. Kikuchi trying to at least keep the Red Sox off the board in what's turned into a laboring inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Story. Ball fouled back.
He got away with that curveball there, stayed upstairs, and he was on it. Even if you don't have a great swing, you can flare that into the outfield when you make contact with it. When it's down, more difficult to do so. You can hit that in the air. But he's looking to punch the ball to that right side of the infield, so Shonwell is going to have to cover a lot of that ground, and Kikuchi's going to have to get over to first base if it's hit that way.
Or playing up the middle. 1 ball, 2 strikes again. foul on a pitch that seemed tough to make even contact with. It was a fastball in on the hands at 97. Somehow Story was able to fight it off.
So some good firm fastballs in this at bat so far. Trying to put up at 0.
Kikuchi has multiple weapons he can use here. He's still ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Story. Another foul. This time he went to the changeup. Story got a piece of that. The Red Sox have runners at every base. The error by Scott Kingery filling in for Zach Neto today at shortstop. Helping Boston keep this inning going. Really getting something started as it would have been the second out of the inning with nobody on base. 1-2. And a line drive base hit. Duran scores. Gonzalez will too. And the Red Sox do get the big hit with 2 strikes and 2 outs. Trevor Story makes it 2-0.
Well, that was just a good at bat by Story. Again, you throw an extra 10 pitches when the inning should have been over on a called third strike, not called. Results in 2 runs. Quick hands. Remember, he was on that fastball inside earlier in that sequence. Another 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
Kikuchi will face Rafaela after we take a drive with Hyundai.
Charge up to 178 miles in just 15 minutes. How it should be.
See these two teams with pretty much the same exact record. They are each a game under 500. And they've each had their moments this year where things have gone right and some things that have clearly gone wrong. You see the Red Sox, a team that has made 69 errors this year, which is the most in the major leagues. The Angels now have made 51. And this mediocrity that has allowed these teams to be around 500, well, it's good enough to stay in the mix in the wild card race, but you got to make your push if you're going to make the postseason. Both of these teams are in the mix for the wild card. The Angels have passed the Rangers, the Twins, and the Royals here recently. They've caught Boston, and they're right behind Cleveland, still on the outside looking in. Strike 1 to Rafaela, but it really starts getting back to 500 and then kind of resetting yourself from there.
That's why this game is so big for the Halos today. Now behind already in this game. Got to limit this damage here for Kikuchi.
Balls 2 strikes on Cedar Rafaela. And a throw, at least a step off from Kikuchi. Every time the Angels have recently been a game under 500, they've then lost the next day.
All these extra pitches already in this inning. I mean, it's a warm afternoon. You're working your way up to 30 pitches now, potentially.
Angels bullpen has been busy in this series. Tyler Anderson only able to go 4 2/3 innings yesterday. Angels have won the series, but now trying to get the sweep. Rafaela gets a piece. Kikuchi just not getting the swings and misses here to finish hitters off.
He's throwing all his pitches, so everybody in that dugout, the on-deck circle, has seen every one of his pitches already here in the first inning, which as a hitter gives you a better chance as the game progresses to have a good at bat.
Trying to put away Rafaela and end this first inning. No balls, 2 strikes. Finally, a bouncing ball should do that. Christian Moore takes it to the bag. A couple of unearned runs for Boston in the first.
This tiny home trend, not for me. Now this is more like it. The same goes for my footwear. So I went hands-free with wide fit Skechers slip-ins. Just step in and go without bending down or touching my shoes. Wide fit hands-free Skechers slip-ins.
As a parent, your plate is usually full long before dinner time rolls around. That's why Home Chef's family menu is making it easier than ever to sit down and eat together. Delicious 4-serving meals packed with family-friendly flavors are just a delivery away. Our fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and simple recipe steps save you time and money while making it easy to sit down for a family meal everyone will love. Home Chef's Family Menu, solving family dinner, one meal at a time. Get 18 free meals at homechef.com.
The concert and up courtside thanks to Game Time.
Game Time has concert tickets?
Yeah, look. It's the best way to guarantee you're getting the lowest price to your favorite artist, even last minute. What time is it? It's game time!
Starter for the Red Sox, Richard Fitz. The last time he made a major league start in Boston on June 2nd, they teed off on him, giving up 6 runs in that first inning. 5 of them belonged to Fitz, who allowed 3 home runs in the top of the first at Fenway.
Yeah, historic game for a visiting club. First time ever that has happened at Fenway Park.
Angels batting order brought to you by Simpson Chevy. Without Neto in there at Shonowell leading off today. Christian Moore moves all the way up to the 2-hole for the first time. Trout batting third against Richard Fitz, who was sent to AAA after that game against the Angels. This is his first time pitching at all at the major league level since then. Imagine he has a bit of a chip on his shoulder here today.
Yeah, you would think so. The focus has got to be laser focused for him after that tough one.
And Shonowell hits one toward the right field corner. It's hooking foul.
My go-to is to have success. I think Shonowell broke his bat on that one to be successful against Fitz again today. His jump on that heater. We saw that last time out with the 3 home runs. That flat slider also. He's got a batting average about 280 versus his slider so far this season with 1 home run allowed.
Fitz is from Alabama. He was actually drafted by the Yankees. He was part of the deal after the 2023 season when the Red Sox got Greg Weissert as well, trading Alex Verdugo to New York. At the battery for the Red Sox today, Fitz and Narvaez both traded from the Yankees to the Red Sox. Mentioned yesterday, it seems sacrilegious. 1 ball, 1 strike as Shonowell flips one to shallow right field, dropping quickly. Abreu though gets there, and that's the first out.
And the defense behind Fitz today. His story over at shortstop's been pretty solid. 2 defensive runs saved. It's been a team that had struggled defensively for the most part, but Story's been pretty solid at shortstop so far this season. In the outfield, you have Duran out in left field. You got Rafaela also in center field, who can cover a lot of ground. That's why we were holding our breath when that ball was hit by Moore last night, because he catches everything.
Swing and a miss here by Christian Moore, yesterday's hero. Well, we mentioned it when the Angels were in New York against the Yankees, how Moore grew up a big Yankees fan who was never allowed to go to Yankee Stadium by his dad, who's a Mets fan. Maybe seeing the Red Sox, he's seeing red.
Yeah.
2 balls and 2 strikes here on Moore.
All the Red Sox defense in the outfield can go get a baseball. Abreu up in right field too. They can get a baseball. They got some pretty good throwing arms. Their infield has been a little bit different as far as defensive runs saved and overall solid defense.
Almost 20 years to the day when Vladimir Guerrero had a similar performance. Christian Moore with a game-tying and game-winning homer late in the game last night. Second youngest player in Major League history with 2 homers in the 8th inning or later, including a walk-off. Gabby Hartnett did it over 100 years ago.
Yeah, just a few years ago. 1923, was it?
It was. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Moore lays off that. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Christian Moore. He's also the first player in Major League history, at least in the expansion era, to go back 1961 to do what he did within his first 3 Major League home runs. Now, those were his 2nd and 3rd big league homers.
1 to left, 1 to right center. That's the impressive thing for a young hitter, to be able to have power to all fields like that.
First walk-off homer for the Angels this year. And now he gets hit by a pitch.
He got him right in the hand too.
So Fitz ran that one up and in, and Moore gets clobbered by it.
Certainly that was no intent on that one. Just ran in on him as a sinker. He dropped his wrist, and when you do that as a sinker ball pitcher, it flattens out and runs right in on him. See how his wrist drops? That's going to have that lateral movement, not sinking movement. Just, that's a tough area right there, though.
Looks like at least got him in the forearms. Still some areas that could cause a problem with the bones, but not quite as bad as getting hit in the hand. That brings up Trout, who is one of the great home run hitters of all time in the first innings of games. He's 12th on the list in history. Check swing there and a strike. Trout with 102 career first inning home runs. His next one would tie the great Mickey Mantle, who had 103.
Why not do it now, then?
Well, they did it earlier this year against Richard Fitz. One of those first inning home runs.
That was right in the middle of the plate. Hyundai key for the game today going to Kansas. Carry on, wayward son. That baseball will carry really well here today. Anything hit in the air, got a good chance of getting over that wall.
Who's the wayward son that you're referencing there?
Probably you.
That does catch the corner in Alan Porter's eyes. So 1 ball and 2 strikes on Trout. Then I shall carry on. Good advice.
That's how partners treat each other.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, yeah.
Moore has a massive lead at first. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count on Trout.
Feels like Trout's getting a lot more breaking balls of late. Remember, that was the pitch he always crushed. It's more that high fastball that gave him a little bit of problem. But he's seen a lot more breaking balls.
226. That on base percentage though has risen to 333. A lot of walks lately for Trout.
That's a big lead.
That's a huge one. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Trout flips one toward foul territory out of play.
Another breaking ball.
Full count now on Trout. Moore takes off here.
Yes, definitely. Just a couple fastballs in the sequence this whole time, but a lot of breaking balls. Pretty high percentage of breaking balls thrown on a 3-2 count to a righty.
There goes Moore, and Trout fouled one off.
That was a hanging slider.
Pretty good jump from Christian Moore at first base. Richard Fitz, by the way, is making his 10th major league start. The Red Sox have lost each of his first 9. Although his ERA is not that bad, 3.24. His worst start was against the Angels.
Moore looking for his first stolen base. He prefer to go first to third on a hit.
See if this one gets out of play. Looks like it will. Since the ERA became an official stat in 1913, Fitz is responsible for the lowest ERA for a starting pitcher that has not seen his team win any of his first 9 major league starts. Angels trying to make that an imperfect 10 today for Fitz. 3 balls, 2 strikes. More runs. He'll make his way to second on ball 4 to Trout. The Angels have the line moving here. Hit by a pitch. And a free pass to Trout, putting Taylor Ward in an RBI spot.
31st walk of the season for Trout. Picked up his 1,000th career stolen walk just about a week or so ago. He seemed like he's been walking a lot more even since.
First pitch, Taylor Ward pops it foul.
I'll tell you what, if you're a fan today, you've got a good chance of getting a foul ball. Foul balls by the top of the first against Kikuchi here against Fitz in the bottom of the first.
The Angels have stored a lot of comeback wins here lately. In the last 8 games here at Angel Stadium that they've allowed the first run, they've come back to win 6 of them. Down 2-0 early today, but already in a position to fight back. As Taylor Ward takes ball 1. Saw Kikuchi throw around 30 pitches in the top of the first. Fitz has already thrown 20. Ward with 19 homers, 52 runs batted in. Throw to second.
Or with 5 of his 19 home runs here at the Big A.
It's right in there. A fastball from Fitz makes it 1 ball 2 strikes on Taylor Ward. Angels trying to sweep this series and get back to 500. A magic number for a team that's looking to make a playoff push. So the runners take off and Ward dribbles one that's fared on the first base side. It was smothered by Gonzalez, who slid to keep it on the infield, and with that Moore stayed at third base. There might have been a chance for Moore to even try to score anyway, as Gonzalez was taken way out of the play down the line.
He had a huge jump too, and Trout on the move also. Fitz did a nice job of turning around quickly too, though. That was a real good play. Gonzalez already a big player in this game so far.
Could have been aggressive, but I think you could make the case that Moore could have come all the way around there. Joe Adell swings through a fastball, 98 from Fitz. Good play by Gonzalez. He saved at least 1 run there. Quickly it's 0-2 on Adell. The Angels have scored all those runs against Fitz at Fenway in the first inning, trying to get some on the board here with 2 outs. Adell hit a homer off of Fitz then.
So important to be able to respond. The Angels have been great responding when they've given up some runs.
It helps get all those comeback wins, a quick response. As Adell lays off the high fastball, 1 ball 2 strikes. 16 homers now for Adell. He's hit 9 in June.
Hit the ball well the other way too, especially with 2 strikes.
Lifts this one out to the right field corner, foul.
Man, there's been some foul balls in the stands here. A lot of pitches in the first inning too.
A ton from each side here.
And both bullpens pretty taxed. 18 foul balls already. 18. Wow.
1 ball 2 strikes. And Adell whiffs on a breaking ball that ran off the plate. So the Angels unable to come through in the bottom of the first, down 2-0.
Everything about PXG totally changed my game. The whole experience that PXG brings is top notch. They make the best equipment and really tailor it to your swing. I've seen great results. The forgiveness, the workability definitely makes the game a lot easier. I hit 15 yards farther and it's going straighter. The joy and the great feeling of seeing the ball get in the hole is pretty special. Yeah, you should go get fitted.
PXG, you've never played like this before.
Never clean your gutters again with LeafGuard. LeafGuard's seamless design keeps leaves, pests, and sediment out while directing water away from your home, preventing wood rot and foundation decay, giving you peace of mind that your home and family are protected from water damage with the industry's premier maintenance-free gutter system. Call 844-6LeafGuard right now for 75% off installation plus $200 off your purchase. LeafGuard, get it today. Protected for life.
second base. Then an awkward throw later in the game in the 8th inning. This play right here, just not typical for what we see from Zach Neto. So Ray Montgomery says he had an MRI this morning. Hopefully we'll get some good news and get the results of that after the game today. Good news, though, I did just talk to Neto from the dugout. He told me he's feeling good and he is available. So there's that. So hopefully that means everything turned out well with the MRI, not confirming or denying anything when it comes to that. I know a lot of people have asked about whether or not he should be sliding feet first into second base. Talked to him about this a couple of weeks ago. He told me, no, it's not going to happen. He doesn't feel comfortable with it. He did it on his rehab assignment. He got himself thrown out every single time. He's never done it at any phase of his career, so he's just not comfortable with it, even if it was suggested to him. So the plan, keep sliding hands first into second base. But in the meantime, guys, he told me he is available today.
I love to hear that one there, Eric. That's good news. Last time he had a part of the game off, he came in off the bench, hit a home run, the first pitch you saw against Hader.
It was on Sunday against the Astros. Problem is his replacement at shortstop today, Scott Kingery, with an error in the top of the first. As the Angels gave up 2 unearned runs, Marcelo Meyer is leading off here in the second base. Had one of his best games in the major leagues yesterday when he had 3 hits, including a triple, a run scored, and a run batted in. Ball's 2 strikes on Meyer. The White Sox playing the Diamondbacks today. The White Sox trying to win at least one in that series, up 7-3. Yesterday was a night game there in Chicago, and there was some video during a pitching change of Ketel Marte breaking down in tears. And when the Diamondbacks were asked what that was all about, as Meyer strikes out here, it was revealed that a fan at the game yelled something to Marte about his mother, who passed away in a car accident many years ago, which obviously made him emotional. You know, crazy thing to say to a human being out there on the field.
Yes.
And that fan was removed from the ballpark and banned from all major league stadiums.
And those feelings never go away when you lose a parent. Yeah. No matter how long ago or how recent.
One out here in the second. I'm glad to see the league take some action there against that fan for that. 1 ball, no strikes on Nate Eaton, who is the number 9 batter here. Brewers beat the Pirates today 4-2. Labeled as a pitching matchup between the future of baseball on the mound, Jacob Misiorowski and Paul Skeens. And Misiorowski won the battle. Skeens gave up 4 runs in 4 innings and lost that one. Misiorowski has been unbelievably good.
Well, Skeens has gotten very, very little support this entire season, though. He's been unreal. He's thrown an easy 99 miles an hour with his fastball.
2 balls and 1 strike on Eaton. Isn't it the way of the world, though, when you're the number 1 guy, you're riding high, you're the it person in your field, and then here comes the next one.
Yes.
Now you're out to lunch. See ya.
Saw that with Burns yesterday too with Cincinnati. These young pitchers, they are bringing some gas to the mound.
That is in there for strike 3 called as Eaton goes down looking. Well, Misiorowski so far has allowed 2 runs on 3 hits in 16 innings. And
what fun is that?
And he has 19 strikeouts, 3 hits allowed in his first 3 starts.
We always joke around. That's like hitting your driver right in the fairway every time. I mean, what fun is that? It would be fun, though.
Yeah, well, stress-free at least.
Yes.
2 outs as Refsnyder bats. Back-to-back strikeouts for Kikuchi, looking to settle in. I've seen Kikuchi at times have some struggles early and then still find his way through 6 innings.
That backdoor curveball, it's really a good pitch for him. Between that and he can backdoor a slider, there's a separation of about 5 to 6 miles per hour and a different type of spin to it.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Refsnyder.
Then he dropped the changeup too. There was a time where you didn't throw your changeup after a curveball. Reason why? Because they're very similar as far as the speeds of the pitch, but one's going one direction and the changeup goes the opposite direction of his curveball.
Yeah, swing and a miss there as Yusei Kikuchi strikes out the side in the second.
The Mets were a great story last season.
It's gone! He did it! He did it!
You got to think the expectations are sky high. They know that they're built to win.
I love the additions.
Juan Soto to the Mets. It's real.
This is landscape changing that changes the arc of the Mets.
We want to make a dynasty.
Really like their bullpen a lot.
The ball game is over. Put it in the book.
It's going to take everything from everybody.
We got to stay together and we got to post up.
The true West has no fences. There's an edge, but you got to find it. Find comfort from the traditions that help define it, and the confidence from having the courage to defy it. But being brave isn't about being different. It's about being yourself. Now, we might not need more people in the West, but would it hurt to have a little more West in the people?
Friday, and then stay after for a Christmas post-game drone show featuring 800 drones. They should make a drone of Gooby, I think. Presented by OC Navigator and OC4 Vets. Visit angels.com/promotions today.
I just ran down to take a picture of the Christmas tree.
Darno fouls one off, saying they should make a drone of you dressed as Elf. That should be that should be one of the drones.
Oh, Dan Snyder in the truck has a picture of me in my Elf outfit.
They should make a drone out of it.
Yes.
Well, how hard can that be?
Yeah.
No balls and a strike.
Yeah.
One ball, one strike on Darno.
Never a bad time to dress up as Buddy.
Yeah, I mean, I think they should. It shouldn't be a drone picture of Buddy, though. It should be you as Buddy.
Yeah.
That would really light up the sky.
Oh, that would definitely do that.
One ball, two strikes on Travis d'Arnaud.
Candy cane, candy corn, and I'm all good.
There you go.
Syrup.
There it is. So you drench all of that on your chicken tenders this morning.
Yes.
d'Arnaud pops this one up over the infield. And Story takes over as the shortstop should on that play. Makes the catch, 1 out.
Angle better for the shortstop coming in on that one.
Story with the big hit early in this game. 2-run single in the top of the first. The Angels can fight back as they've been doing, as we see Lamont Wade Jr. step up to the plate here, playing in right field again. He's primarily been there since Jorge Soler ended up on the IL. Seen Soler and Moncada last couple of days start to move around a little bit. Would be good to have Moncada back.
Yeah, I mean, just surprising to see him swinging the bat. Soler told me again today he's feeling really good. So hopefully that's a good sign. It won't be too much longer for him.
1 ball, 1 strike on Wade. The Angels can get some of their guys back in that regard. Just lengthen things around the entire diamond for them. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Wade. Right now, the bottom of the order, especially with Neto not in there today. Wade, Rengifo, and Kingery in the 7, 8, and 9 spots. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Richard Fitz, a man on a mission today, trying to get his first major league win. It's a team that sent him to AAA a few weeks ago. Fitz is back because Hunter Dobbins went on the IL for Boston.
I mean, he has good life on his fastball. He's touching 97 here today.
throws a lot of strikes generally, too. He was the Eastern League Pitcher of the Year at AA a couple of years ago. .6'3", 25-year-old right-hander, 2-2. Breaking ball makes it 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Not unusual to see Wade Jr. work a count and see some pitches.
Wade started up a rally Monday night. Thanks to the late night Lamont.
And the quick stolen base Lamont.
It was the late night SEMO show yesterday with the Christian Moore's performance late in the game. 3-2. Wade swung at ball 4 there and struck out. So 2 outs, 2 strikeouts now for Fitz. Going to bring up Rengifo. Who's this?
Oh yeah.
What is happening here? Who's that giant stalking through the snow?
Oh, buddy.
Are you able to throw snowballs the way Buddy can?
Well, maybe a couple years ago.
A couple of years ago?
Yeah. When that was taken. I still had an arm I could move. That was very comfortable, too.
Yeah. I actually heard Will Ferrell followed you around for a couple of weeks to get the inspiration on Buddy. Is that true?
Well, the proper way to walk and everything. Oh, yeah.
Rengifo lines one to right center field. That's a base hit up the alley as Abreu tries to cut it off. Rengifo will stay at first. Good job by Abreu, who won a Gold Glove last year to get it in.
They can cover a lot of ground in the outfield. These outfielders for the Red Sox. That looked like for sure that was going to be a double, especially hit that hard. Almost 106 miles per hour off the bat. He did a great job of cutting that off in a great throw to second base too. Rengifo's thinking double. Get into scoring position for Kingery, but he cuts that off, and his throw is right on the bag, basically.
2 outs, and Scott Kingery is at the plate now, taking ball 1. I think if you tried to sit on my lap, like it would look like Will Ferrell sitting on Bob Newhart's in the movie.
That would be awesome. I mean, I might be willing to dress up again for that.
One ball, no strikes on Kingery.
That is one of my favorite holiday movies, though. Elf. I love that one.
Yeah, a great one. 1 ball, 2 strikes now.
A lot of room now just to punch that ball, especially with 2 strikes for Kingery. Get to the top of the order here, punch it to the right side of the infield.
Rolls this one over to Story, who gathers it, gets it to second for the force out to end the inning. That throw to first base was unnecessary. The 3rd out was made already, and that ends the 2nd.
Your day in baseball starts with MLB Central.
Let's get it started.
Lead off your morning with in-depth breakdowns.
Perfect balance.
Boom. Interviews with the players.
Get back to the fastball. I know what that passion feels like.
And a little bit.
Keeping.
You behave properly.
Hey.
Of everything else.
Come on, Marlins.
The window seats are. The baseball day begins with MLB Central. Weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. Only on MLB Network.
If you're not watching this show, you're the problem.
Some moments are too big to miss.
4 swings, 4 homers. Kyle Tucker, you are the man. It's gone! This place is going wild.
MLB Tonight brings you closer to the biggest plays from around the league as they happen.
What a play! Oh, my goodness!
Plus, highlights and reactions from the moments that matter most.
Good to get that win today, but got to keep going.
MLB Tonight, only on MLB Network. The 611 Podcast meets MLB Network. Join longtime teammates and former MVPs Jimmy Rollins and Ryan Howard, plus other former players for unfiltered conversations about baseball, culture, and life. Only on MLB Network.
Turn on baseball's biggest game changer, MLB Big Inning. Experience live baseball in a whole new way with up to 4 games on a single screen.
He is on fire.
MLB Big Inning, every game night on MLB.tv.
T-Mobile coverage cam as the Red Sox trying to turn 2 when they already had 2 outs.
Well, they're just trying to maybe that carryover effect in the next inning, be 1 out, or the key to the game was carry on wayward son.
Jim Wolf said he tried to get 4 outs.
Yes. Can you put that one in the bank?
Jarren Duran looks at a strike from Kikuchi leading off the 3rd inning. Boston with a 2-0 lead. 2 unearned runs in the 1st inning. Kikuchi now has had 7 unearned runs tracked to him this year. It's among the top 10 in Major League Baseball. Red Sox know a thing or two about unearned runs. They've given up the most in the major leagues this year. Actually, the most in the American League. The Rockies have allowed more in the National League.
Renivo was looking long over there to see if he went on that swing.
That's a called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Jarren Duran. Duran last year 8th in the American League MVP voting. Long Beach State, drafted by Boston in 2018. He was a 7th round pick from Corona initially. He strikes out here on a slider, so Kikuchi's fanned 4 in a row.
By the way, Corona High School, a dynamic program.
The #1 high school program in the country this year, Corona High School in Corona, California. We'll see some of those guys get drafted in the 1st round this year.
A couple of Dino Ebel's sons, third base coach, who died as a former third base coach, but the Angels' sons are on that team. There's a lot of potential 1st rounders on that club.
Ball 1 to Gonzalez. Well, some of those kids will hear their names get called soon. The draft is about 2.5 weeks away when the All-Star festivities start in Atlanta. All-Star game itself 3 weeks from yesterday. Getting close to that midway point. The Braves should be knee deep in their All-Star setup by the time the Angels get there next week. They'll be in Atlanta for a 3-game series. Ball 1 strike on Gonzalez. He lifts one towards shallow right center. Adele and Wade are over for it. And Adele taking over, waving.
Really liking what we're seeing, Wayne, lately with Joe Adele as this quarterback of the defense in the outfield. He's calling for those baseballs as the center fielder. That's what you want to see early. He's able to run that one down.
2 outs, and the batter will be Narvaez. Fouled out his 1st time.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see what way the Angels go with as far as that 2nd pick overall in the draft.
That's a big one for the organization to get it right. Number 2 pick. We'll see, of course, what Washington does with the number 1 pick. That'll determine the Angels' course of action in some ways as well, but they can pretty much take whomever they think is the best player. With the way this draft, it sounds like it almost might not even be possible for the Nationals and the Angels to agree on who is the best player. The Nationals might take someone with the number 1 pick that the Angels don't think is the best player in the draft. It's not clear cut.
Yeah, the feeling is it's not a really deep draft. The top 4, 5, maybe 6 potential picks have a chance to be impact players. But again, we always talk about there's no guarantee in baseball that 1st round pick is always going to turn out the way the number of the 1st round picks of the Halos have had.
2 and a grounder that got through Kikuchi, who's been pretty good at fielding his position this year. He almost snagged that one, but it was hit sharply for a 2-out single from Narvaez.
Narvaez with 22 extra base hits, including 6 of them, 16 of them doubles. He's the ball pretty hard. was a changeup upstairs. He went right back up the middle with it. He didn't quite get that one down. It's been an effective pitch for him so far this afternoon, but that was upstairs. He stayed back on it. Kikuchi, I don't know if it was more he didn't like the way he threw it, the location of that pitch and the height of it, as compared to not fielding that ground ball.
High strike called in his favor there to Wilyer Abreu, who walked in the first inning. Kikuchi was ahead of Abreu, ended up letting him on base to load the bases, although there was one pitch in that at bat that looked like should have been strike three. Kikuchi walked off the mound thinking it was strike three, and he thought the inning should have ended there.
Seen this already a couple times for Kikuchi, just that step over to not even thrown over the first base, but it counts as a disengagement.
The pitch was probably less of a strike, although in the strike zone, but less in the strike zone than the one you didn't call earlier to Abreu that should have been strike three. No balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Kikuchi's had the strikeouts working, and since that first inning, 6 in the game.
There's a unicorn in Hollywood.
The lineup we know is incredibly deep, but that starting rotation is unlike anything I can remember.
I got them running the National League.
I think this is the first of like 4 or 5 straight world championships. This is just an incredible wealth of riches.
Shohei Ohtani! He's in a world of his own! Strike 3 swinging. It's a dozen strikeouts for Tyler Glasnow. Walk-off win!
The face of the game of baseball is running through this guy right here.
That dude has electricity coming out of his pores.
You're changing the sport, man. I go out there every day and give them 100%.
Every day he does something that draws your attention.
Green is cooking with gas.
It feels like he's finally put it all together. I think Hunter Green's about to become a super ace of a playoff team. That's what the Cincinnati Reds are going to be in 2025.
In music, a hit can define a generation. In baseball, the right hit on draft night can change a franchise.
Sheer dominance from Scooble.
The MLB Draft, presented by Nike, July 13th on MLB Network.
Earlier to help fans vote for the Angels. Scan the QR code right there to cast your 2025 Pro Spirit MLB All-Star ballot daily, or visit MLB.com/vote. Erica always knows where the camera is. Right?
Yes.
I didn't even realize there was a camera there.
That was a Shauna wow. As he leads off the inning, why not? That was fun out there. The fans getting their votes in for the Halos in the All-Star game.
Yeah, everybody was happy to vote for some Angels down there.
There was a lot of them. A lot of Trouts that we saw. Netos quite a bit.
A lot of
Hammered
Netos.
quite a bit too.
Well, yeah. Shauna Wow and O'Hammered got to play down there.
And why wouldn't they?
For sure. Nolan Shauna Wow leading off here. 0-1. Here's Erica.
Guys, I voted while we were out there. Did you guys vote? I got the email receipt. But if you need help with the QR code, I can come up and help you.
I would probably need help. You know me all too well.
I was going to say, Gooby, you for sure need some help with the QR code. I got you covered.
I think starting with what's a QR code is.
Yes, that might help me out quite a bit. Where's that little punch thing we used to do at the All-Star games back in the day at the stadiums? That's my best chance.
One ball, 2 strikes on Shonowell. The QR code is up on the screen
that's
right
what that
now.
is.
You could just take your phone, the camera, and close in on that, and it'll pop you right into the ballot.
Can I use my flip phone that Clyde Wright gave me? Does that work?
You and Clyde, I'm not sure what you guys are going to do. Just shout them out the window, see if anybody votes for you on their behalf.
Help me out.
2 balls and 2 strikes on Shonowell leading off here in the third. Batting in the leadoff spot today, and he loops one toward left field. Coming in is Duran. He's there. And that's the first out in this inning. Shonowell had that big game against the Astros on Sunday, and yet in this series he has not had a hit.
Which is unusual to see, and a lot of those just getting underneath the baseball a little bit.
Didn't play yesterday. Would have batted had Christian Moore not ended the game. Moore's walk-off homer happened with Shotwell in the on-deck circle. Also happened on the 1-year anniversary of Christian Moore's Tennessee Volunteers winning last year's College World Series.
That makes it even more impressive. You're winning a College World Series, and the very next year you're winning a game on a walk-off 2-run home run after you tied it in the 8th with a home run.
Year to the day, 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's Erica for more.
Couple of balls in the ball game last night. Garrett Crochet, one of them, but Simo told us after the game Crochet's the guy that put Tennessee baseball on the map. But I had a chance to talk to Crochet about Simo this morning. They met last fall at an alumni event back in Knoxville. He said he's a great kid, obviously made it up here really quick. Just goes to show what kind of player he is. And going back to that title run, obviously we all saw he was a huge part of it, so he wasn't surprised to see him get called up to the big league so quickly. But to see him have the success he did in the game last night, it's impressive. Not an easy transition, especially when you're that young and the gap in talent is so extreme, but he's taken to it pretty well.
Swings and misses here for strike 3. So Fitz has his 3rd strikeout. Certainly Crochet knows all about getting to the big leagues.
Yeah, he's got it up there quickly. But you can see the confidence. Even though there's a strikeout there for Christian Moore, there's a lot of confidence in his approach at the plate. And when you're homer in the right center, you're homer in the left field. That means you can let the baseball travel in, but also you can catch that breaker ball out in front too to be able to hook it.
Ball 1 to Trout. Funny how Christian Moore said after the game yesterday he didn't believe the umpire at first. Chris Siegel was telling him to go home, and he said he was kind of scared, but the umpire seemed so serious that I guess I might as well take his word for it and go celebrate.
Yes. Right away he's looking on that iPad what that bat was like.
There's a strike right in there to Trout on 2-0. 2 balls, 1 strike. Another thing, Moore's been perfectly fine, if not pretty good defensively at second base.
Good instincts he's had, especially when you go back to that double play we were able to turn. Not the conventional kind, but it was a good play. Runs down. The thing I liked about that rundown, he ran at the runner, ran quickly, and didn't get a chance to have a longer rundown. Allow that man to get to second base. Tags him and throws it real quick to Rengifo, who did a good job himself being at second base because he was a third baseman in the game.
Full count now on Trout, who walked his first time.
Trout with 5 walks in this series. Just that 1 infield hit so far.
And he's unable to reach here as this one is called on the outer edge. Fitz with a 1-2-3 inning, his first.
I'm Jesse's uncertainty, and I really thought house projects were my time to shine. One little, are you sure? He gets stuck before he even got started. But Jesse's changed because of Thumbtack. With their guides, he knows exactly what to do and who to hire, and his house is looking great. Where does that leave me?
Uncertainty doesn't live here. You do. Take care of your home with Thumbtack. Download the app today.
Why would I use Hims to have my ED meds delivered to my door? I love pharmacy lines.
Why would I use clinically proven ingredients to regrow my hair through Hims? I love wearing hats 24/7.
Why would I choose weight loss treatment I can afford through Hims? I love selling off my prized possessions.
Why wouldn't I get high quality care I can trust? I love Hims. Get treatment you'll actually love at hims.com.
Got the punch out working this afternoon. been able to get it with his fastball. His slider has been sharp. Changeup, very, very good. He's hiding the baseball well. 6 of them so far, but his slider, this is some of the best depth I've seen in his slider since when you go way back to last year when he was with the Astros. Let's take a look at our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. The swing and miss is 9 of them, 3 on the slider, 3 on his changeup, 2 in the 4-seam, and 1 so far on his curveball. Good spots with all those pitches to get those swing and misses. Might have got away with that slider there, though. Sometimes you get away with the pitches. You just, as long as you continue to throw strikes, and then you can get chases out of the strike zone against major league hitters. They're going to force you in the zone. That's their best chance to be successful against you.
Swing and a miss here by Story. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Story with a base hit in the first inning scored Duran and Gonzalez. Those 2 runs were unearned. An error set up that rally for Boston in the top of the first. Two balls, 2 strikes now on Story. The Angels have been shut out, only 1 hit in the first 3 innings by Richard Fitz. Last night they were shut out through 7 by Garrett Crochet, who had 10 strikeouts until he left the game and Christian Moore took over. Full count. Angels have already won the series and the season series against the Red Sox. Second time in the last 3 years they've done that.
But this game is huge on so many levels for the Halos today.
Well, there's no question for a team that's behind, you need some sweeps. Swing and a miss as curveball took care of Story there. So Kikuchi now with 7 strikeouts. He's had 26 in his last 3 starts. Kia player profile on Kikuchi, doing well here at Angel Stadium.
Tremendous numbers. It's 3 decisions so far here at the Big A with 2-1 mark.
I mean, you need to win handedly against some of these teams now that you're behind. Swing and a miss by Rafaela. Not that far behind. The Angels are 7 back in the division. They're close in the wild card. Tampa Bay, Toronto, and Seattle are the 3 teams in the wild card positions right now.
Really, you just got to get to that 500 mark. Then you start thinking about division and wild cards. But you got to get to that 500 mark here. And that would be a big step today.
You have a team coming into town as well that has dropped rapidly lately. The Washington Nationals. As Kikuchi gets another punch out. That is 8. And Lisa Loeb shouting out Yusei for Kikuchi with 8 strikeouts now in just 3 2/3 innings.
Some serious work here today. 4-seam fastball, 96. Get the hitters looking off speed. Got the express.
Being a little fly ball. See if Renifo can catch up to it to foul ground. He cannot. He's a bit short on the sliding attempt.
It's an awkward slide there too. Hopefully he's okay. It seems to be all right. See how he kind of got that front knee caught in the dirt as he went sliding in there.
Kikuchi had not had a game with 8 strikeouts this season until 2 starts ago against Baltimore. Now he's had 3 in a row. Season high is 10 in that start against the Orioles. Career high 13. The ball's at a strike on Meyer, who had a strikeout his first time. Meyer getting a 2nd straight start against the lefty. Roman Anthony is not. Anthony hoping for some better results after a slow start, but he looks the part, certainly at the plate. Just hasn't had the hits yet. 2 balls and 1 strike. The Red Sox are heading home after this game. They'll play the Blue Jays this weekend. The Angels take on a Washington team that has really floundered over the last few weeks. Had that long losing streak. You have a couple of good players though, James Wood and C.J. Abrams. Grounder over the bag at first, a fair ball. Shonowell will take it for the third out.
Next.
Right this second, at some movie theater somewhere.
Which one?
Popcorn and... Someone really wants a soda. But soda's like something you drink on the weekends. And today's only Tuesday.
Soda, please.
Take your time.
Mom!
What if there were a better soda? Kate, I brought the puppy.
I can see that.
Okay, that was actually kind of easy.
They don't pay me enough anyway.
5 grams of sugar. Pass me one. No, I can't. I'm just a voice.
Want the effects of Viagra, but faster? Meet Rose Sparks. They contain sildenafil and tadalafil, the active ingredients of Viagra and Cialis, but Sparks dissolve under the tongue. Dissolvables work faster than old-school pills. Plus, tadalafil, the active ingredient in Cialis, stays in your system for long-lasting results. Faster acting and long-lasting? We got you. See if Sparks are right for you at ro.co/sparks.
The first 25,000 fans this Saturday, June 28th, will take home a plaid blanket courtesy of angels.ocnavigator.org. Visit angels.com/promotions to learn more about Christmas in June today. The 80th game for the Angels, so Saturday will mark the start officially of the second half of the season. Ball 1 strike on Taylor Ward. Some teams have already passed the halfway point. The Red Sox are playing their 82nd game today, so for them this is the beginning of their second half. Everybody always looks at the All-Star game as the split-off point between first half and second half. It's not really. It's usually well into the second half when that All-Star break happens.
Especially how early the seasons start now.
Yeah. Taylor Ward fights one toward right center field. Rafaela got a good jump and tracks it down.
Well, he has unbelievable coverage in the outfield. He's one of the top defenders in all of baseball as far as defensive run saves as a center fielder. And it was an infielder by trade. That is great speed.
11 defensive runs saved entering this series for Rafaela. Best among any center fielder in the majors. So Denzel Clark is 10. He's only played about 4 games.
We saw that on display.
Joe Adell pops one foul. The Angels only have 1 hit so far. It was a base hit by Rengifo in the second.
Fitz already feeling a lot better about his performance. Struggled mightily against the Halos Fenway. His numbers on the road are better. 193 compared to over 10 on at home. Another breaking ball right down the heart of the plate. Taking a couple of them so far today.
Most of that high ERA at Fenway was just from that one game against the Angels. So it skewed his numbers in that regard. Adell with a fly ball, left center field, hit pretty well. Duran's going to watch it fly. That's the 10th home run this month for Joe Adell.
Boy, that's another hanging break ball, middle of the plate. This time jumps on it. And an 0-2 pitch. 108 off the bat for Joe Adell. 17th home run of the season for Joe Adell. Said hello to that slider. 433. Maybe this has sparked the offense now. Second time he's taking him deep now.
The Angels cut the Red Sox lead in half. Now Darno, the fly ball to right center field. Rafaela's back. Back-to-back home runs to tie the game.
That would be a belly-to-belly, Wayne. Back-to-back pitches. Right center. Left center. Tie game. Travis Dar, yes. 4th home run of the season.
Rafaela trying to climb the wall on that?
I mean, he's good, but he's not quite that good.
Yeah, pretty high up. With 2 swings, the Angels tie it up. Joe Adell and Travis d'Arnaud. And Lamont Wade fouls one off.
That good power the other way for Travis d'Arnaud.
His 4th homer of the year. Adell now has 17. Adell is just the 6th Angel to ever have a 10-home run June. Tim Salmon, Garrett Anderson, Albert Pujols, Shohei, and Mike Trout, the others.
Impressive.
Joe Adell with a 10 spot here in the month of June. Lamont Wade has a base hit.
Might get that bullpen moving around now. Hanging slider, 0-2 pitch. Joe Adell made him pay for it. Crushed that one out. And d'Arnaud really good, bringing his hands up on an elevated pitch. Wow, he is way up there, but not quite high enough, though.
Should have taken another step, get on the yellow line, see what he could have done.
That's why we were holding our breath on that shot by Christian Moore last night.
The home run Moore hit was lower than where Rafaela just went up to. Just didn't get back in time. The Angels strike here in the 4th. Back-to-back home runs for the team that has the most home runs in the major leagues. If you go back to May 1st, the Angels have hit 77 homers since the beginning of May. No team has hit more. And overall for the season now, 118. You look at the other teams that are up there in the home run lead among major league teams, and anyone around Major League Baseball assumed the Angels would be as close to the top as they are. The Dodgers have hit 125. The Yankees have hit 120. The Angels 3rd at 118. The power stroke has been able to help this team stay afloat.
They're starting to drive the ball at home a lot better, too.
Angels have moved into 10th in the majors in slugging percentage as a team. 2 balls and 1 strike. And the batting average is still pretty low. The on-base percentage as well.
It's starting to creep up a little bit, up to 291 coming into the game today. It was hovering around 278, 280 for a while.
And even as it's come up lately, it's still last in the majors. 292, tied with Colorado. But it's been the slugging that's helped them stay up, and Joe Adell, big part of that with his 10 home runs this month. 3 balls and a strike now in Rengifo.
Seeing a lot of breaking balls in this sequence between sliders and curveballs. Feeling he could try to get Rengifo to swing over top of a slider. That's the ball, though. If it's getting in the strike zone, he can drive hard to right field.
Fouls this one off to the left. Only one Angels team has ever had more homers at this point in the season. 2000 team at 125 through the first 80 games. Full count pitch. Another foul back.
It's another pitch in the heart of the plate, too. Another slider very similar to the pitch that Joe Adell hit out.
Red Sox bullpen is up. Fitz now has thrown 77 pitches in just 3 1/3 innings. He's not going to get hit hard in this inning with a couple of home runs. Most Taylor Ward's ball was hit well. Rafaela, though, got to it. There goes the runner. Nifo slaps another one foul.
Wait, d'Arnaud hit that. It was a 97-mile-an-hour fastball upstairs that he hit out to right field. So there have been some pretty good swings, not only against the breakable, but his fastball, too.
Angels have had 13 multi-run comeback wins this year. Only the Giants and the Astros have had more, so they have not folded when falling behind as the runner goes again, and Renifo fouls another one off, and that's just shortening Fitz's day with each foul ball here. Zach Kelly, long man for Boston in their bullpen, is warming up now. Strikeout as Fitz ends up winning the battle where Renifo punches out.
There's a slider again, got a lot of the plate right in the heart, just pulled off it just enough to get the punch out.
Two down, and the batter will be Kingery. One other game in progress right now. Padres leading Washington 1-0 there in the 5th in San Diego. Good pitching matchup. Mackenzie Gore against Nick Pivetta. Both are pitching well, each with 6 strikeouts. But with Gore pitching today, that means he won't this weekend.
Yes, that's a good sign.
And the Angels certainly dodge one of the best young arms in baseball by not seeing Mackenzie Gore.
See Max Fried both times too against the Yankees. That was a break.
Swing and a miss by Kingery. The Angels will face Jake Irvin on Friday night. Jose Soriano will pitch that game. Saturday, Kyle Hendricks against Mike Soroka, and Sunday, Jack Kohanowitz against lefty Mitchell Parker. As long as Soriano throws one pitch to start that game Friday, the Angels will set a new franchise record by using the same 5 starters through 81 games to begin the year. Kingery is out on strikes, but the Angels tie it up here in the 4th. Back-to-back home runs. Joe Adell and Travis d'Arnaud get it done.
We got hands up in the air, 'cause it's a party. We having fun here, 'cause it's a party. Oh my, this guy is next level. Oh my goodness.
Lots of great baseball coming, and good guess, by the way.
Play baseball like I'm still a young kid, like a little teenager.
Good luck trying to hit that, man. It's unhittable.
This is the show that never ends.
This is Fubo. It's a better way to watch ESPN and other top sports networks. Plus, get coverage of your local teams all year long. Start watching at FuboTV.com.
Ooh, that's a lovely view.
What are you two looking at?
Tip pick.
What did you say?
Tip pick. Tickets to the show with no hidden fees.
The 5th inning here at Angel Stadium, tied up now with back-to-back homers from Adell and d'Arnaud as Kikuchi gets a call off the corner there to Nate Eaton leading off the 5th.
Really likes that backdoor curveball. Very similar to Reed Detmers, loves to throw his curveball that first pitch.
Seen a few of these starts from Kikuchi where some first inning trouble does not keep him from quickly settling in afterward. He's only allowed 1 hit since the first inning. He has racked up 8 strikeouts through the first 4 today. 1-2 strikes on Eaton, who is holding third base down at the moment for the Red Sox.
And a high fastball there. You wonder if he goes back to his either backdoor curve or changeup away.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Alex Bregman remains out for Boston. Big hole for them at third base and first base now as it goes to 3-2 on Eaton. I think Bregman will not come back until after the All-Star break. Full count. And a swing and a miss. The 9th strikeout for Kikuchi.
Another slider, another swing and miss.
It's 3 straight starts with 9 strikeouts or more for Kikuchi.
The tight slider working over these last 3 starts. That's why you see the punch outs increasing.
One away here in the 5th as Refsnyder will be the batter. Angels record for most consecutive starts with at least 9 strikeouts belongs to Shohei. He had 6 straight games in 2022 where he struck out at least 9.
Incredible starting pitcher for the Halos all those years.
1-1 strike, or rather 0-2 now on Refsnyder. But Kikuchi joins that list since 1980. Kirk McCaskill, Mark Langston, Chuck Finley, John Lackey, and Shohei, the only Angels pitchers that had 3 straight starts with at least 9 strikeouts. Now Kikuchi's on there. Giving him 28 strikeouts in his last 3 outings.
Well, he tied him up on that one.
Able to fight it off. It's fascinated to see what becomes of this Red Sox organization without Devers. And they freed up the money. Now they've got to go spend it and make their team a little bit more whole. They have hit just 199 in the games they've played without Devers since the trade. And 3 hits today. 1-2 strikes. It goes to 2-2 now. I mean, it's one thing to say we're happy. It's a happy, joyful place now without Devers, but they're not hitting much. They're not going to win as much, and now they got to find a way to spend that money.
Yeah, their fan base was wanting them to spend some money this winter. They obviously bringing in Bregman helps out.
There's the 10th strikeout today for Yusei Kikuchi.
And another slider, 3rd punch out for Refsnyder today.
10 strikeouts in 4 2/3 innings.
Tight spin on that slider again.
So 2 down as Duran bats. He struck out his last time. Second time the last 3 starts. Kikuchi has picked up 10 punch outs. And despite almost throwing 30 pitches in that first inning, he could still probably give you 1 more.
Yeah. He works out so hard.
1-1 strike on Duran. Still has to finish up here in the 5th as the Angels try to keep this tied up. 31 pitches in the first. Still at a fairly reasonable pitch count, at least to get through 6 innings. As he gets ahead of Duran, 1-2 strikes.
He's such a perfectionist too. When he makes a pitch, he felt he didn't throw it exactly where he wants. You can tell by his reaction he wasn't happy with it, even though he got a swing and miss on it. His preparation is watch him every single day. You'll start in his program in between starts tomorrow already. The things he does to get ready is unreal.
Swing and a miss. He strikes out the side for the 2nd time today.
All 3 on his slider.
11 strikeouts, a new season high for Yusei Kikuchi.
Yo, 11 that would be, Wayne.
Your
Don Alvarez is just becoming this consistent hitting machine.
The big man who wears 44 is 4 for 4.
Face of the franchise, everything that is Houston now.
He's top 5 in every category for the Houston Astros historically.
Always just assume they're going to play in the ALCS.
There's no effort. Boom.
And you can kiss that goodbye. That's a game winner.
Late inning heroics once again. He's a legend.
Unbelievable.
The MLB Network podcast is here. Join your favorite on-air personalities for unique perspectives, in-depth interviews, and untold stories from on and off the field. The MLB Network podcast, presented by New Balance, Sundays at 11:30 Eastern.
Did he do it? Oh my goodness, what a play! An absolute beast unleashed. You are unbelievable.
Racking them up, all I do is win. Spot that hashtag like a boss. Yeah, that's how I roll. Keep on nailing it, never miss it. Back, enjoy the show.
Relive the biggest plays from every game with Abby LeVar on Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings on MLB Network.
Angels Baseball and FanDuel Sports Network brought to you by Carl's Jr. Carl's Jr. Sourdough Star is back in the burger lineup for a limited time. Don't lie, you know you missed it. And by Pechanga Resort Casino. Play your perfect combination at Pechanga, conveniently located right off the I-15 in Temecula. Shonowell gets out of the way of the first pitch thrown by the new Red Sox pitcher, Luis Guerrero. We saw him Monday work a couple of innings. Angels want to see
if that hit him or not.
It's tough to tell.
Feels like it's almost impossible to ever get that overturned or said it was hit.
Shonowell's fly down a couple of times today against the starter Richard Fitz, who's out of the game. Fitz only went 4 innings, so he will not pick up his first major league win today. It remains to be seen if he's even the starting pitcher in a game the Red Sox have won. He has not been in any of his first 9 major league starts entering today.
Much better this time around, though. Outside of that back-to-back home runs, he threw the ball pretty well.
So has Guerrero out of the bullpen for Boston. 2.20 ERA in his 11 games. And ball 4 to Shonowell. It's a 4-pitch walk to start the 5th.
Walks helped out big time in game 1 of this series. I believe after walk had a good chance at a first pitch fastball here. Again, another pitch well off the strike zone.
Christian Moore with the game tying and game winning home runs last night. His 2nd and 3rd big league home runs. Guerrero has yet to throw a strike on 6 pitches.
And even though he can throw that fastball upper 90s, still quite a few of those sliders that hasn't been able to throw it for a strike, although that was pretty close to one.
Ball 3.
Got to make it throw a strike here, maybe even 2.
Walker Buehler walked the Angels into a win Monday. There is a strike. Went to a slider.
3-0 slider.
Just trying to get it over. Christian Moore says, I didn't see any of that in the SEC.
Which was a couple days ago.
3-1 slider fouled off. Christian Moore with an absolute rocket last night to win the game.
Stayed on that, let it travel deeper in the strike zone. He lines it out. Boy, our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud, 107.7 off the bat. Becks of only 57 feet, so it was on the line.
It's this one to the left side. Story grabs it, gets it to second base for one. That's all the Red Sox can get. Wasn't hit that hard off the end of the bat. And Moore trades places with Shotwell, gives the Angels a little more speed at first.
For the most part this season, Trevor Story's been one of the most consistent of the defenders in the infield for the Red Sox.
Well, somebody's making all these errors. Boston's made 69 errors this year. Not really Story's problem. He's made 5. Christian Campbell made a lot, 7 before he went back to the minor leagues. Kind of spreading him out. Duran has 6. David Hamilton has 5. He doesn't play a lot. Abreu even has 5 this year. 1 ball, no strikes on Trout.
3 stolen base and 4 attempts against Guerrero on the mound.
Guerrero briefly found his way back in the strike zone against Moore. Got the force out at second base. Now he's behind Trout. It's 3-0. Trout's been a bit passive at the plate lately. We'll see if
he doesn't swing 3-0 a lot. And when he has done that, he's done some serious damage.
That one's not close. Ball 4. So Trout just get the second walk of the inning issued by Guerrero. Angels trying to get something going again after they tied the game in the 4th.
And Trout has put 1 ball in play this entire series. He's picked up a ton of walks.
Taylor Ward will be the batter after we find out what's for lunch at Jack in the Box.
We killed it with your new munchie meal, T-Pain. Pretty much, Jack.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
The same combo on the bases before. We're going on a steal. Double steal with Moore and Trout back in the 1st inning. Taylor Ward has had 5 walks in this series himself. Trout with 6.
That'll certainly help beef up the team's on base percentage. A little more traffic out there. That's why we've seen more home runs with men on base lately. The Angels are going to be a home run hitting team. It's good to do that when you have a couple of base runners. For a while, the Angels were hitting solo homer after solo homer, and then they started racking up home runs that were 2-run shots, 3-run shots.
A lot of sliders from Guerrero. Even behind the counties, continues to try that slider.
He's only thrown 3 strikes.
There it is again.
He's thrown 17 pitches, 4 strikes. Off the plate. 3 balls and a strike.
Slipped out of his hand on that one.
Joe Adell on deck. So the Angels trying to get in position to grab the lead for the first time today. And trying to sweep this series and get back to 500. Full count now on Ward.
I wonder if Ray Montgomery will have these both Moore and Trout on the move here now.
It's right in there. Strike 3. Guerrero kind of lulled Ward to sleep with his own wildness, it seemed. It's right there.
Got that one fastball in that sequence and took it.
Big out for Guerrero. 2 away, and now Joe Adell the batter. Red Sox have their bullpen back up to lefty Brennan Bernardino. Really any lefties coming up anytime soon. Wade is the one. We just don't have a lot of left-handed hitters. But Guerrero's been lucky here that he has not given anything up yet. He's barely been in the strike zone.
When he's in the strike zone, that slider's been pretty much in the heart of the zone. Also inconveniently wild.
Ground ball hit sharply and through, base hit. Around third, Christian Moore heads for the plate. Rafaela drops the ball. Moore scores easily, and Joe Adell's second RBI gives the Angels their first lead today.
Clutch swing for Joe Adell, back up the middle. Got a four-seam fastball, didn't try to pull it. It was a 98-mile-an-hour fastball, back up the heart. About 111 off the bat. That's how strong Joe Adell is. And with that arm out in the outfield for Rafaela, he was getting himself in throwing position, but didn't look that baseball in his glove, and Moore scores the go-ahead run. Joe Adell rocking and rolling. Now 41 RBIs on the season.
What a great month of June he's had as Travis d'Arnaud swings and misses. The ball's one strike on d'Arnaud as he yanks one to the left field corner foul.
Well, between sweepers and sliders, a lot of them. This one fastball, two of them actually. The one he froze Taylor Ward with, and then that fastball to Joe Adell back up the middle. Other than that, a lot of breaking balls. See that 58%. And he throws his fastball upper 90s.
The ball's two strikes, and d'Arnaud with a looping fly ball to left. That's going to get down, a base hit. Threw his bat at it. He brings Trout home. Adell tries for third. He's safe. And the Angels lead it 4-2 with Adell and d'Arnaud driving in all four.
Nice job just making contact for Travis d'Arnaud on that one. Little spinning breaking ball, stays up, breaks his bat towards the end of it, but it was in the middle of the plate. You can punch that ball like that and successfully get it done. Travis d'Arnaud, yes, add-on run.
The Angels made it pay for Guerrero's wildness, and he will come out of the game here as the tie is broken. The Halos are up by 2.
It's a great night for baseball.
This matchup features some of the best talent in the game. A lot of power, a lot of marquee names.
Here we go. Buckle up, folks.
There's a guy who wants to be in the spotlight.
The bats have come alive. A showstopper. We're just playing Powerball.
This place doesn't know what hit them.
These teams are entertaining, are they not?
The show continues. Experience game-to-game coverage of the night's biggest moments, live and commercial-free. MLB Network Strike Zone, Wednesday and Friday nights all season.
Talent-wise, with the Correas and the Royce Lewises and the Buxtons firing at the height of their power, they're probably the most talented team.
Royce Lewis puts his team on top.
Postseason monster, we all know that.
Grand slam, Carlos Correa.
With Byron Buxton, it's the tools, the speed, the power.
He knows one speed, and that's to go get it.
I think that we're a great team. I think we know we're a great team.
The Twins have the most talent in that division.
Your day in baseball starts with MLB Central.
Good morning. Love spending our day with you.
Lead off your morning with in-depth breakdowns.
Let your swing get you back to 50-50.
Interviews with the players.
Paul Skeens. This is game-changing, people.
If I ever get the chance to do this, I'm never saying no.
And a little bit.
It's a scam. No one's that happy.
This is a look
of everything else. The baseball day begins with MLB Central. Weekdays at 10 a.m.
Joe Adell and Travis d'Arnaud in the 5 and 6 spots, combining for back-to-back home runs in the 4th. Back-to-back go-ahead base hits here in the 5th.
And good swings going left center and then right center. That's a 97, 98-mile-an-hour fastball for d'Arnaud. A breaking ball that Joe Adell hit out. And then here in the 5th inning, some good quality swings. This is a fastball right back up the middle for Adell. Driving in more, then d'Arnaud got a hanging breaking ball, breaks his bat, but strong enough to punch that into the outfield, bring on another run. A lot of success in that part of the lineup here today for the Halos. All of the success so far.
Joe Adell in the month of June now hitting .269 with 10 home runs, 17 RBIs, and an OPS now over 1,000. Lamont Wade is the batter here in the 5th inning. As he gets this one up the middle, Story with a backhand pick has time to get it to first to end the inning. Angels take the lead on those 2 back-to-back RBI singles, and they're up 4-2 on the Red Sox.
I want to talk about the Angels. They're my big surprise team of 2025.
The Angels make sure the halo will shine brightly tonight.
The energy level and the swag and the confidence.
It is Trella here.
Game's on notice.
Magneto magnificent.
High octane. It is fuel. It is hot. It's coming at you in a big way.
It was 105.5 miles an hour.
No way.
The Halos are unstoppable right now.
In music, a hit can define a generation. In baseball, the right hit on draft night can change a franchise.
He is Mr. November.
The MLB Draft, presented by Nike, July 13th on MLB Network.
Hey, Chicago, what do you say? Cubs are going to win today.
This is their chance to have another run. This is their time.
This is the Cubs division to lose this year.
They need to be singing the song quite a bit this year.
That's hammered. Kyle Tucker, welcome to the Cubs. Dansby swats it.
He's one of the most talented ball players.
Pete Crow Armstrong, what a stud.
Showed it Imanaga. It's about falling in love with him.
Seiya Suzuki with a grand slam.
And this is when you put the pedal to the metal. I think we got a really good team.
Yusei Kikuchi has 11 strikeouts, and he's inside of his career high, which is 13, which happened in a game last year in San Francisco on July 9th of last season. He had a 13 strikeout performance. He has certainly put together a bunch of strikeouts of late. 30 strikeouts in his last 3 starts.
And I really like his combination. Really, the breakables, like we were talking about, as our go-tos coming into the game, is curveball, but his slider has been extremely sharp today again.
Now, Angels pitchers had 13 strikeouts in a game against the Red Sox since Nolan Ryan. So Kikuchi can do that in this inning here with Romy Gonzalez and then Narvaez, the only 2 hitters in the Red Sox lineup that have not struck out today. Plus, he's got the lead now, so he's looking for his first ever win against Boston. Hard to believe he's never beaten them before, even with his time during his tenure in Toronto pitching in the AL East. This is his 9th career start against the Red Sox. He has never had a win against them. He had a couple this year. 1 ball, no strikes on Gonzalez. Pop up.
Looks like Joe Adell's calling it off again. Nice job out there by Joe Adell. Communication has been great with him. He's taking control out there in the outfield. Especially a tough hitter like that. Gonzalez puts the ball in play a lot. Can hit the ball the other way.
It looked like a strike, but it wasn't once. 1 ball, no strikes on Narvaez.
Loves that backdoor slider to get back into account.
A check swing pop up, and Christian Moore able to make the catch. So a break there with Narvaez on a half swing, popping out 2 away.
Another good curveball had him out in front. Speed of the slider and curveball, the differential about 10 miles per hour, had him out in front, popped him up.
9 in a row now retired by Kikuchi since Narvaez had a base hit in the 3rd inning. That's the only base runner since the 1st inning ended. So Kikuchi has really settled in and then some. And now another pop-up. This is going to be a quick inning. Travis d'Arnaud makes the catch.
I think he's got a shot going back out there in the 7th now.
Yeah, 6 pitches.
Relive the biggest plays from every game with Abby LeVar on Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings on MLB Network.
There's certain players in every lineup that make the lineup go. Speed, power, he is a difference maker.
Ketel Marte, he's done it one more time.
The best second baseman in the game, that's Ketel Marte.
There goes Corbin.
Just incredible speed.
He wants to bury people. He just doesn't want to beat you. He wants to drive you into the ground.
They're tearing the cover off the ball.
We play to win. We've played that way all year. I guess this is just another example of that. We know what's in that locker room. We know the heart we have.
Talent-wise, with the Correas and the Royce Lewises and the Buxtons firing at the height of their power, they're probably the most talented team.
Royce Lewis puts his team on top.
Postseason monster, we all know that.
Grand slam, Carlos Correa.
With Byron Buxton, it's the tools, the speed, the power.
He knows one speed, and that's to go get it.
I think that we're a great team. I think we know we're a great team.
The Twins have the most talent in that division.
Throwback week here at the Big A. The first 25,000 fans Friday, July 11th will receive a reversible throwback bucket hat courtesy of Yakult Probiotic Drink. Visit angels.com/promotions for more info.
When you would look fantastic walking around town with that on.
Well, we're doing the Apple game here that night, so I'm going to have to save you that.
Yeah, please do that.
Make sure you get yours. Luis Rengifo leads off here in the bottom of the 6th against Bernardino. And Luis Guerrero really struggled with his control. We've seen the Red Sox pitchers get wild at times in this series. Beach ball, I think, got on the warning track, or maybe just a regular ball did.
Bernardino, 89-93 fastball with a little bit of tail to it. Curveball, changeup.
Ball, no strikes on Rengifo here. Had a base hit in the 2nd inning. Struck out his last time.
A lot of power from this side of the plate, at least in the past for Rengifo. A home run from this side of the plate in Baltimore, right down the right field line. Jim Wolf said no swing over there at first base.
Two balls, 2 strikes on Rengifo. San Diego, the Washington game is still 1-0. Nick Pivetta has 10 strikeouts in 7 innings today. Kikuchi has 11 strikeouts in 6 innings. Looks like he'll pitch the top of the 7th as Rengifo gets out of the way. We don't really know what the status of the bullpen is today in terms of who's available. Figure Reed Detmers and Sam Bachman are not available. Not sure about Kenley Jansen. He pitched Monday, but only threw 4 pitches. And then he had that cramp that took him out of the game. He did work the 9th inning yesterday, so I wonder if Jansen is available today with not doing much on Monday. Rengifo hits it hard. It is grabbed by Eaton with a long throw across the diamond, and Gonzalez cannot make the play at first. So Renifo's safe, and I guess that ball stayed in play over there right in front of the camera well.
Eric Young Sr. had to be quick to get out of the way of that throw. Did well, thought it might end up being a double. Instead, he got to that strong throw, but unable to get the scoop to Gonzalez.
Should be a hit.
Look at that, it's quick feet by EY Sr.
2 hits today for Rengifo. Now Kingery will bat.
A chance if you want to, too, for Scott Kingery. He can push a bunt, especially with the lefty on the mound here. A lot of room on that right side of the infield, especially with Gonzalez holding on Rengifo.
It definitely makes sense to drop a bunt here. And he does. First base side. It's a perfect bunt. It might be a hit, and it is.
Exactly what we're thinking and hoping that was going to be the case. Picks up a bunt single. With a lefty, that much room on that right side, is deadened it that way, and he did. Got it by the pitcher. It's going to be a hit.
Now the table is set for the top of the order. Rengifo with an infield hit. Kingery bunts his way on. The Angels have 2 on, nobody out here with Nolan Shonowell coming up. You worry a lot less about who's available in the bullpen if you can get a bigger lead.
Yes.
Angels trying to sweep the Red Sox, which would also help the Angels pass Boston in those wild card standings. They would have leapfrogged 4 teams over the last few days by finishing off this sweep today. Kansas City, Minnesota, Texas, and then Boston. Now Shonowell's bunting, and that's foul. I don't know that he needs to bunt, though.
No. That might have been on his own.
Hitting .328 with runners in scoring position. This is a key chance here for the Angels to have a big inning and make it really tough on the Red Sox to come back today.
And there's plenty of room on that left side of the infield, especially on a break all the way, to shoot that through that shortstop hole.
Instead, he pops it up in that spot. So the infield fly rule is there for Story, 1 away.
Last couple of games for Shonowell after that monster game he had, it's been this off his timing.
I don't know how he got out of it after he was so locked in. On Sunday, especially, Alex Cora is going to make a pitching change with right-handers coming up. And that'll be it for Bernardino.
Did he do it? Oh my goodness, what a play! An absolute beast unleashed. You are unbelievable.
Racking them up, all I do is win. Spot that hashtag like a boss. Yeah, that's how I roll. Keep on nailing it, never miss it. Back, enjoy the show.
Relive the biggest plays from every game with Abby LeVar on Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings on MLB Network.
We missed you. Come on inside.
One of the more rare feats in the history of baseball.
He's going to be a perennial all-star MVP frontrunner.
It's a unique athlete, a unique talent.
The Mets were a great story last season.
It's gone. He did it. He did it.
You got to think the expectations are sky high. They know that they're built to win.
I love the additions.
Juan Soto to the Mets.
It's real.
This is landscape changing.
That changes the arc of the Mets.
Want to make a dynasty.
Really like their bullpen a lot.
The ball game is over. Put it in the box.
It's going to take everything from everybody.
We got to stay together and we got to post up.
Sports Network is brought to you by UCI Health. Compassionate expert care for everyone in the region. Learn more at ucihealth.org. By Ram, hurry in your local Ram dealer today for great deals. And by Jack in the Box, get so much more, the new T-Pain Munchie Meal. Christian Moore with a monster night last night, the game tying and game winning home runs. The game tying shot in the 8th, a walk-off in the 10th. Second Angel in history to have a game tying homer in the 8th or later and a walk-off homer after that. Vladimir Guerrero the only other. Moore also the youngest Angels player with a walk-off homer since Mike Miley did it in 1975. Face the new pitcher for the Red Sox, Zach Kelly. Angels have gotten their bullpen up now. Zephyr is starting to throw.
A couple big add-on runs out there for the Halos. Especially how much bullpen usage has been for the Halos for quite a bit of time. Kelly fastball firm 95-98, but also throws a slider, which you saw, and a lot of change-ups too.
Swing and a miss on 97, up on the hands of Moore from Zach Kelly. Angels have scored 2 runs in each of the last 2 innings because of Joe Adele and Travis d'Arnaud. They each homered and they each had an RBI base hit too. If somebody else can come through now with a couple of base runners. Moore looks at strike.
Yeah, that looked like it painted the corner though.
So Alan Porter rings him up on a fastball at the bottom of the zone.
Borderline, but definitely close enough. Definitely hit the spot.
2 outs. Here's Trout, who has walked twice today. Unscored as well. He's also struck out. He's not been putting the ball in play much lately. He walked once yesterday and struck out twice. He also had that infield hit against Chapman on a check swing. That's the only ball he's put in play in this series. He walked 3 times, struck out twice on Monday. So just 1 ball put in play by Trout for these 3 games. Saturday, the last time he had a base hit other than that check swing single yesterday. So walks and strikeouts lately for Trout.
Kikuchi with 92 pitches. Zephyr getting heated up down there. You wonder if he is coming in the game.
Kikuchi had that 6-pitch top of the 6th inning, which seemed to make the case that he could go back out for the 7th. Seems still kind of keeping loose over there. 2 balls, 1 strike on Trout. Inside out swing and a base hit to right. Around third, Renifo comes home. Mike Trout puts one in play and gets a run batted in. The Angels lead it 5-2.
That's a big add-on run. Trout was able to fight that one off. Runs it in on him too. That was a sinker at about 98 miles an hour. A little inside out. Just punched it over Gonzalez's head for an RBI single. Sometimes a swing like that can get you going. That little flare into the outfield, get jammed on it. Hopefully that's the case for Trout.
Taylor Ward at the plate now. Zach Neto loving it from the bench today. Neto says he's available if the Angels need him. They'd like to just give him today off and tomorrow off at the off day for the whole team. And back Friday night against Washington. Jose Soriano against Jake Irvin on Friday. The Nationals have dropped to the bottom of the National League East. They are 14 games under 500 now.
Played the Padres pretty tough down there in a series in San Diego, though.
Padres are having a tough time themselves. They lead today 1-0 in the 8th.
Ooh, that's a pretty good pitch. Ooh. San Diego looked like it was going to be a playoff team for sure, but all of a sudden they're falling back in there.
You know, the National League, we expected there to be a lot of good teams. Might be even more good teams than we thought. Milwaukee won again today. They're 9 games over 500. Cincinnati is 4 over. The Cardinals are 8 over. They host the Cubs today. Cubs lead in the National League Central has shrunk to 2 games over the Brewers and 2.5 over the Cardinals. The Mets have not been winning at all lately, but Atlanta has. The Braves are finally making the push. Phillies lead the National League East by 1.5 games over New York. It's blocked by catcher Narvaez.
Yeah, he's made a couple good blocks on pitches in the dirt with guys at third base today. Change up, you have a little better shot because you're not going to have a lot of spin on the baseball on a changeup as compared to a slider or curveball.
2-2 on Taylor Ward. That is upstairs, ball 3. Trout will move off first. The Angels have scored in 3 straight innings to take the lead. Looking to add on to it here in the 6th. It's swung on and missed for strike 3. Looked out of the zone when Ward goes down on strikes. The Angels get 1 in the 6th.
Should have used tick pick.
Wait, what'd you say?
Tick pick. Look.
Oh, whoa, dude.
What? There are no hidden fees. What'd you guys think I said?
Oh, tick pick. I thought you said.
As a parent, your plate is usually full long before dinner time rolls around. That's why Home Chef's family menu is making it easier than ever to sit down and eat together. Delicious 4-serving meals packed with family-friendly flavors are just a delivery away. Our fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and simple recipe steps save you time and money while making it easy to sit down for a family meal everyone will love. Home Chef's family menu, solving family dinner one meal at a time. Get 18 free meals at homechef.com.
Front row at the concert and up courtside thanks to Game Time.
Game Time has concert tickets?
Yeah, look. It's the best way to guarantee you're getting the lowest price to your favorite artist, even last minute.
What time is it? It's Game Time!
The first inning to post 11 strikeouts and make it through 6. Been taking them out here in the 7th inning.
Very efficient last inning. We mentioned 6 pitches thrown, 3 pop-ups.
Well, 1 to Trevor Story. The Angels do have their bullpen up behind Kikuchi here if there's trouble in the 7th or if that pitch count gets too high. Story had a 2-run base hit in the 1st as the Red Sox took advantage of an error plus a called third strike that didn't go the Angels' way. Story lines 1 foul, and that's been it for the Red Sox since that base hit from Story. They've only had 1 base runner. Narvaez had a single with 2 outs in the 3rd.
Story's had a pretty good series for the Red Sox here.
Ball 2 strikes. Story had a homer on Monday. Angels pulled out a couple of close games late against the Red Sox. Scored 4 runs in the 8th inning Monday. A big walk-off win yesterday. The 8th time the Red Sox have been walked off on this year. So 1-2 on Story.
Able to foul off a changeup. That was well off the plate, but it was upstairs just enough to foul that one off. I think that was the right pitch. He just didn't get that one quite down. I wonder if he could backdoor a slider now too, or a curveball to that part of the plate. Kind of a long and back going here now too. Some pitches for Kikuchi.
Struck out 11 today. His pitch count high for the year is 110. Came on May 23rd against the Marlins. Check swing. You went around. No.
Right away, Jim Wolf said no on the swing. Tried to get him on a curveball. Pretty close. I'm sure if his brother had thrown that pitch in a swing like that, might have been different for Randy Wolf.
Ground ball over third. Rengifo with the backhand sets his feet and fires it across for the out.
When he's able to get settled over there at third base, Rengifo's got a lot on his throws to first base.
One out here in the seventh, and Rafaela will be the batter. "11 straight retired by Kikuchi. And 18 of the last 19 have been set down.
Again, when he doesn't hit his spot, he's not happy with himself. He's a perfectionist.
Well, 70% strike rate today. Pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty close to perfection.
All the pitches in the first inning, and he's calmed it down since then. One ball,
Ever
one
since
strike.
he's really incorporated Wayne that curveball, what, about 4 starts ago, it's really helped out everything. He's throwing the percentages going up as far as curveball throw usage. It's been really good. It's made his slider better. So you got 2 breaking balls with different speed on them and different depth. Remember, he was throwing a sweeper early, even in spring training, but he's kind of ditched that pitch.
Ball, one strike on Rafaela. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Rafaela, the native of Curacao. The Braves territory down there. Andrew Jones from there. His middle name is Chipper.
He was a pretty good player.
1-2. Swing and a miss. There's the 12th strikeout for Kikuchi. And the lob to first for the out. A new season high for Yusei Kikuchi now at 12 punch-outs.
Another great curveball for Kikuchi. That was well out in front of the plate.
Now the lefty Meyer due up. Ray Montgomery comes to the mound. Angels acting manager. We have not seen him do any of these kind of mound visits where he takes the pitcher's temperature like Ron Washington often does. And in this case, Ray will leave Kikuchi in the game.
I think Ray just went out there to see and hear something, and then fans are giving him ovation for not going down to the bullpen yet.
I think that's what he was looking for, the fans to cheer for him.
Yes, I think so. But you can tell Kikuchi, he's mine. And that's exactly what he wanted to hear.
The Angels on this homestand without their normal manager have gone 3-2. Ray Montgomery has done a good job keeping the ship calm without the manager being around here. We haven't heard an update yet on Ron Washington's health. As Meyer bats here and fouls one off his foot, but Ray Montgomery has at least been a steady hand here over the last week.
Knows the game so well from every aspect of the game.
It was a little bit frantic Friday because that's when everybody found out and they had to put a game plan together. And other than that, he said it has gone pretty smoothly in the dugout.
Sending prayers to Ron Washington.
Meyer with a fly ball to right. Lamont Wade fights the sun. He's there. And what a job by Yusei Kikuchi to get 7 innings today.
Outstanding. 0 earned runs for Yusei Kikuchi. Dominant performance.
I'll give you this brand new
electric vehicle
if you can prove to me you know your finances. How many subscriptions are you paying for?
Just 3.
You sure? Let's download the Rocket Money app right now and see if you're right. It's actually 21 subscriptions, which is costing you around $370 a month.
The app is telling you all this?
Rocket Money shows you all your expenses in one place and even helps you suggest a budget based on your past spending. Don't worry about the 21 subscriptions. You can cancel them right within the app. It'll even try and get you some of your money back.
Why pay too much for cable TV when it costs less for Fubo? Get all the channels you want with all the entertainment you love for the price that cable can't beat. Start watching at FuboTV.com.
The MLB Network podcast is here. Join your favorite on-air personalities for unique perspectives, in-depth interviews, and untold stories from on and off the field. The MLB Network podcast, presented by New Balance, Sundays at 11:30 Eastern.
Angels memorabilia. Bid on exclusive items like hats, baseballs, jerseys, and more by visiting angels.com/auctions today. Joe Adell's had a good day, and he leads off here in the 7th. A good cut from Adell, who hit his 10th home run in June earlier in the game, and then he had a go-ahead base hit on top of it.
And that fastball he hit right back up the middle for another RBI. That home run really got team sparked. At that point, it's down by 1, and then Darno tied it up. Very next pitch.
Angels have scored in every inning now since the 4th. Meanwhile, Yusei Kikuchi was incredible today.
0 earned runs, 12 strikeouts, and he's starting to throw a lot more strikes. When you go back to all those strikeouts he's had, now giving him, what, 31 in his last 3 starts. Just 3 walks, though, during that stretch.
He retired the last 13 consecutive hitters that he faced. 19 of the last 20. And his ERA now 2.79. That's the 8th best in the American League.
I think he likes pitching in this ballpark, don't you think, too?
Seems like it. Even a miss by Adell for strike 3. Kikuchi's allowed just 6 earned runs in 48 1/3 innings here this year. It's good for an ERA at home now, 1.12.
Still got to get some big outs out of that bullpen, 6 of them. But really a great start by Kikuchi. 7 outstanding innings.
1-2 Darno. Kikuchi has probably pitched himself into all-star consideration with how things have gone lately.
Between him and Soriano, both have been great.
Ball 1 strike. Here's Erica.
Yeah, talking about Yusei pitching well here at home. I talked to his interpreter Yusei the other day, asked him, hey, why do you think he pitches so well here at home? What is it? And he said he was pretty honest about it. You know, it's kind of funny. He actually wasn't that great as a visitor here, but truthfully, Yusei likes pitching in this weather. Don't we all?
There's a line drive to left and a pitch by a diving Duran. As Travis d'Arnaud ends up at second base. His 3rd hit today is a double.
He just a triple away from the cycle.
No, it's coming.
Yes. Good swing again. d'Arnaud 104 off the bat. Exit velocity.
So 3-hit day for d'Arnaud. His second 3-hit game this year, had one at Fenway as well. As Lamont Wade looks at a strike. Wade 1 for 3 with a base hit. Angels have 10 hits now.
Five in your 5-6 hitters in the lineup.
Big days from Adell and d'Arnaud, and Luis Rengifo has 3 hits too, batting 8th today. 2 hits rather for Rengifo, batting in that 8th spot. There's a run scored. Rengifo on deck will bid for his 3rd hit. No balls, 2 strikes. Wade breaks his bat and pops it right back to the pitcher.
Now that is a tremendous stick ball bat right now.
Which one?
And one he's still holding on to. Say, let me have that there, Lamont.
Is the definition of being sawed off. A good crowd today to finish this series. 28,301. Nice crowds for all 3 games.
A day game like today, that's nice. Nice crowd. Get out here to the ballpark on Friday. Christmas in June. Team playing well.
And the Angels trying to get back to that 500 mark. Right in the middle of the wild card standings in the American League. When you look back to last year at the midway point. Well, the Astros won the American League West, but they only had 40 wins halfway through the season. The Mets went to the NLCS. They had 40 wins at the midway point last year. And the Tigers made that big splash in the second half. They had 37 wins at the midway point. They were 7 games under 500. So there's a lot of baseball left.
Ton. Especially when you look at the American League, too. I think it's going to be a battle all the way through.
Angels trying to get their 40th win of the year today. Ball 2 strikes on Rengifo. He's hitting a run scored his last time. Angels have picked up a run in each of the last 3 innings, trying to make it a 4th straight inning of getting Darno home after his double. Two balls, 2 strikes. The Padres did hold on to beat Washington today 1-0. Nationals will make their way out of San Diego and head to Orange County. On their long SoCal road trip, they started at Dodger Stadium. Now they're done at Petco, and they'll come here next. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes on Rengifo.
Always just like to keep adding on runs, but you get a chance. She'll get a strike here. It'll pull that through a hole.
Stays alive, tapping it foul. Still 3-2. Just had Zephyr John up in their bullpen.
Been up for a while down there.
Burke might be up too. Red Sox will have Eaton, Refsnyder, and Duran due up. 3-2. And a strikeout of Rengifo ends the inning.
Never clean your gutters again with LeafGuard. LeafGuard's seamless design keeps leaves, pests, and sediment out while directing water away from your home, preventing wood rot and foundation decay, giving you peace of mind that your home and family are protected from water damage with the industry's premier maintenance-free gutter system. Call 844-6LeafGuard right now for 75% off installation plus $200 off your purchase. LeafGuard, get it today. Protected for life.
Why would I use Hims to have my ED meds delivered to my door? I love pharmacy lines.
Why would I use clinically proven ingredients to regrow my hair through Hims? I love wearing hats 24/7.
Why would I choose weight loss treatment I can afford through Hims? I love selling off my prized possessions.
Why wouldn't I get high quality care I can trust? I love Hims. Get treatment you'll actually love at Hims.com.
for 12.
Oh, he had his slider, he had his curveball working, spotting his fastball well, mixing in his changeup. 12 punch outs, just 1 walk, 0 earned runs for Kikuchi-san. Excellent performance today.
It's the 4th Angels pitcher to have a 12 strikeout game against the Red Sox with no earned runs allowed. Joining Nolan Ryan, who did it twice, Frank Tanana, and Dean Chance in his Cy Young year in 1964. Did it twice that year, Dean Chance did.
My all-time favorite, Dean Chance.
Great effort from Kikuchi today. Now it's Ryan Zefferjohn, who was drafted by the Red Sox, trying to keep them off the board here in the 8th. Last pitcher of any team to have a 12 strikeout game with no earned runs allowed against Boston was James Paxton in 2019. He did it for the Yankees. Pinch hitter here, David Hamilton, leads off and takes strike 1.
Fastball very important for Zefferjohn. If he can show that, run that up there, and makes that sweeper and cutter that much better.
Balls and 2 strikes. Red Sox will head home after the game today. Can't imagine they'll be greeted by a very patient fan base when they get back to Boston if they lose today.
Oh, they always have a lot of patience out there in Boston for their sports teams.
This road trip has been 3-5 so far for Boston, losing 4 of the last 5 to the Giants and the Angels. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Hamilton.
That was pretty close to backdooring that slider for a strike.
Red Sox have Roman Anthony in the on-deck circle. He'd bat for Refsnyder against the right-hander Zefferjohn. It's about the time where we find out if Jansen is available. He'll start moving around in the 8th inning usually. And we'll see him in the dugout. Angels with a 3-run lead at the moment. As Darno goes out to get on the same page with Zefferjohn here. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Hamilton as we take a ride with Kia. Right to Christian Moore. Hamilton off the bench makes the first out here in the 8th.
But he's been looking smooth at second base, Christian Moore.
Hunter Strickland is up now in the Angels bullpen, or at least just moving around. As far as Jansen, we don't see him, so it's a good sign that he's not available today.
Go back to Christian Moore, just under control, knows he has some time, even though Hamilton runs well, but that ball was right at him. He stayed down, made sure he was able to keep that in front no matter what the scenario was.
Usually don't have to ask for long. What's up with Kenley? Usually
yes.
His routine will tell you. And here's Roman Anthony after Refsnyder struck out 3 times against Kikuchi. Strike 1 to Anthony. Anthony just 5 for his first 44 at the major league level. Takes ball 1 here from Zefferjohn. Jarren Duran on deck. Red Sox just don't have that big thumper now. I mean, it's just so glaring without Devers. How much he held the lineup together. And that's without Bregman and without Casas as well. It's kind of the hand the Red Sox have been dealt, and at least in the case of Devers, dealt themselves. 2 balls, 1 strike on Roman Anthony. Zefferjohn falls behind. Certainly the Red Sox can still rally, but as far as looking ahead to a guy who can really damage you in a hurry, there's no one that stands out at the moment.
Yeah, Devers was that guy for sure.
It's ball 4 on a pitch upstairs, so Zefferjohn allows a walk. So Roman Anthony was not hit yet at the major league level, and it gives the Red Sox some life here in the 8th with Duran coming up.
And the strike zone occasionally will just be a difficult thing for Zephyr, even though he has 3 really good pitches to go to.
First base runner since the 3rd inning for Boston.
At this point of the game, that's the one thing the bullpen has been really good at eliminating, is those walks.
Strike at the very top of the zone there. That helps Zephyr out. Angels bullpen going back to May 19th. 4th best in baseball with a 2.83 ERA.
The key is when you see Zephyr throwing, you see him falling a little bit towards that first base side of the mound. He's got to stay direct towards his target. '97. As he goes in that drive mode, and make sure you stay in there and don't fly open. A little bit better on that one still, though. He's a little bit of a tilt in that front shoulder and his head. .99-mile-an-hour fastball.
Ball 2 strikes on Duran. Foul away to the left.
Another fastball. Another 99-mile-an-hour fastball. 34th game of the year for Zephyr.
Angels up by 3. Used the middle innings to get some runs. Kikuchi was excellent to start. Now Duran with a fly ball to right center field. It's in for Lamont Wade Jr. as he makes the catch for the second out.
Stay with the fastball with him. Another 99-mile-an-hour fastball. We get some soft contact.
Brings up Abraham Toro to be the pinch hitter here for Romy Gonzalez. As Toro will stay into play first base more than likely. Red Sox would put Meyer at third base with Hamilton taking over at second as well. 3 pinch hitters in this inning as Alex Cora basically empties his bench. Only Connor Wong, the other catcher, available now. So here is Toro against Zephyr, the third pinch hitter of the inning, and he lifts a fly ball to center. Joe Adell's in position, and Ryan Zephyr puts up a 0 in the 8th.
Lots of great baseball coming, and good guess, by the way. Good luck trying to hit that, man. It's unhittable.
This is the show that never ends.
Hey, Chicago, what do you say? Cubs are going to win today.
This is their chance to have another run. This is their time.
This is the Cubs division to lose this year.
They need to be singing the song quite a bit this year.
That's hammered. Kyle Tucker, welcome to the Cubs. Dansby swats it.
He's one of the most talented ball players.
Pete Crow Armstrong, what a stud.
Showed it Imanaga. It's about falling in love with him.
Seiya Suzuki with a grand slam.
And this is when you put the pedal to the metal.
I think we got a really good team.
Some moments are too big to miss.
4 swings, 4 homers. Kyle Tucker, you are the man. It's gone. This place is going wild.
MLB Tonight brings you closer to the biggest plays from around the league as they happen.
What a play! Oh, my goodness!
Plus, highlights and reactions from the moments that matter most.
You know, good to get that win today, but got to keep going.
MLB Tonight, only on MLB Network. Some moments are too big to miss.
This place is going wild!
MLB Tonight brings you closer to the biggest plays and reactions from the moments that matter most.
Good to get that win today, but gotta keep going.
MLB Tonight, only on MLB Network.
Fastball, slider, curveball combination. Carry on my wayward son. And then the power from Joe Adell. Slider smashed out, followed up with a heater. Up and smashed out the other way. Back-to-back home runs for Adell and d'Arnaud. The Halos lead this game 5-2. Carry on, wayward son. Wayne.
Yes. The Angels have carried on to get themselves in a position to sweep this series. 3 more outs to do so. They carry a 3-run lead here into the bottom of the 8th. Jorge Alcala, the new pitcher. Ball 1 to Scott Kingery. Kenley Jansen will not be participating today.
He's just having conversations. It's never a bad time to have a conversation with Bussy down there too.
Technically, he got in there back-to-back days, and he came out of the first game with only 4 pitches thrown because of that cramp. Getting some extra time off as well with tomorrow's day off before the Angels take the field again Friday night. So team can get rested up and start thinking about what's for the future of this ball club as we get to the midway point of this season. And the Angels trying to even up their record 40-40 if they win today with 82 to go, and start to think about how they can fit themselves into a playoff spot.
Yeah, you get to this point when you get to that 500 mark, if they can hold on here, then you start thinking, okay, what do we got to do to get better?
All 4 to Kingery, leadoff man on here in the bottom of the 8th. Nolan Shonowell will hit after we hear from PNC Bank.
Repetition. Some think it's boring. Some don't. I can see both sides.
All 1 to Nolan Shonowell. It's going to be really a race to the trade deadline after the All-Star break. The All-Star break tied into the draft. A lot of these GMs and front offices are paying a lot of attention to the draft, which is coming up in less than 3 weeks now. So you have the draft day on July 13th, then the All-Star break, and then you get back to action July 18th. And from there, it's less than 2 weeks to the trade deadline. And at that point, you're going to see teams try to determine where they are and who they are and what they can do to make the organization better, either at that moment or in the future with the deadline.
When you see the records in both the American League and National League, you wonder how much activity there could be if everything stays the course like it is right now.
Strike to Shonowell. I think you might see some teams even make trades with other teams that have a similar record to them. I think some teams will value where they are
and their needs
differently than other teams will.
Whether you need a reliever, a starter, or a position player, an outfielder.
Runner going as a throw to second base on Kingery is not in time. A stolen base. Well, now he's out. He slid off the bag. He was safe at first, but couldn't hold the bag. As Trevor Story kept the tag on, and that's the first out of the inning.
For some reason Kingery's not leaving, and they might even check it.
Looks like they will check it, as the Angels believe Kingery did stay on the base, so we'll see.
Well, he definitely beat him. He's definitely off the bag there.
We don't know when that, it's hard to tell there when that tag was reapplied by Story.
Los Angeles is challenging the
He does have his hand on the bag, though. You know that?
Yeah, the left hand got bagged. There was a moment where he came off the bag with his feet and the hand wasn't on yet.
I thought for sure, yeah, he looked like he was disconnected, but his hand was on there quickly. But there was just a split second where the hand was not on the base.
So the question is, did Story have that tag reapplied or not? This would be a tough one to overturn, I think. Really tough to tell. There's one tag from Story here that was too late. And then the second tag, when does that happen? Right there, but the hand looks like it might be on the base.
Oh, this is, I'm sure Alex Cora would really love this one. Consider what happened just before they came into town.
I think he's out, though.
Yeah, I still think there's it'd be almost incredibly difficult for them to overturn this, though. But I think it's going to, at the worst, I mean, the best case, it would be stands, I think. That hand got there quickly, but it looked like the tag was on him.
So this will stay under review while they sort that out. A lot of times you see a call stand in this regard. Angels with a 5-2 lead here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Kingery drew a leadoff walk, but now potentially caught stealing here. There is the replay room in Manhattan.
After review, the call on the field stands. The runner is out. Los Angeles will lose their challenge.
That's what you figure was going to be not enough to overturn it. Definitely not able to confirm that it was the right call either, though.
One out, and Shonowell bats with the bases empty. Count 3 balls and a strike. Shonowell gets on base here. It'll be the 20th walk for the Angels in this series. Their most in a 3-game series in 2 years. A lot of them from Walker Buehler in the opener. 4 more today as well. It's a full count here on Shonowell. Loops it to the right side, is grabbed by Hamilton from the outfield grass. He gets the out.
Yeah, man, a nice play on that one, showing that speed. Be able to cover that much ground.
So 2 outs. The batter will be Christian Moore, batting in the number 2 spot in the order for the first time today.
Be able to get to that and quick throw over to get Shonowell.
It's been the bottom half of the order that's done a lot of the damage today. Angels 5 through 9 hitters have 9 hits combined. 2 home runs from Adele and Darno. They've each driven in 2 as well. The ball's 2 strikes on Christian Moore. You know, you look at the Red Sox and the Angels. The Red Sox already traded their best player in Devers. So you think even if their record stays around 500, they'll be thinking more about the future. Whereas the Angels, well, it's been a long drought since they've made the playoffs, and if they have a shot, I feel like they'll be more active at the trade deadline as more.
I definitely think so. I definitely think so. Says it now. Zephyr-John's going to go back out.
There's nobody up in the Angels bullpen. Zephyr-John might get a shot at a 6-out save here. He's had 1 major league save so far as Moore cues 1 foul. Zephyr-John earned a save back on April 1st against the Cardinals in a game that finished in extra innings.
Good hack at that 100-mile-an-hour fastball. Christian Moore.
That was the night where Ryan Johnson also got his first major league win in St. Louis.
He's throwing the ball really well down in the minor leagues right now.
He's at high A, working as a starter.
You got player of the week, right? Pitcher of the week.
Ryan Johnson of the week.
Yes.
That might be an even bigger deal. That might be a swing and a miss. Moore never ran. He thought he made contact.
He's saying foul.
So the Angels can look at that too, but they just lost their challenge, so they need a crew chief review for it. Alan Porter, the home plate umpire, is the crew chief, so he might just say no.
He could ask for help too.
Well, he did point to first base. From there, it's hard to tell, and it looks like that will be the end of the inning. So Moore strikes out. We'll go to the 9th inning. Zephyr-John will go back out to try to finish the game.
think the sneaky team to watch is the Giants.
It's going to be fun to watch this staff. That is the best ballpark in the world to pitch in San Francisco.
A lot of experience up top.
I like where this team's headed.
High drive! It is out of here! Doesn't get any better than this.
Logan Webb might be the most underappreciated quality starting pitcher in all of baseball.
If this Giants team is going to make noise, it's going to be because of their starting rotation.
Yeah, for me, it's really important for us to establish an identity.
You're going to be talking about the Giants in September again.
We do not talk about this superstar enough, and that's Rafael Devers.
6th straight game with a home run.
Jarren Duran is an extra base machine.
I've just always been like that guy that keeps his head down and works hard.
Swing and a miss.
Crochet's got that kind of electric stuff.
This green monster is tailor-made for Alex Bregman's swing. Great fit for Bregman, great fit for the Red Sox.
This was the piece that they really needed.
The guy's a winner. He's got all the talent.
The Red Sox are a much better team this year than they were last year.
In music, a hit can define a generation. In baseball, the right hit on draft night can change a franchise.
He is Mr. November.
And while some hits climb the charts to become crowd favorites,
Sheer dominance from Scooble.
others could go from the first round
The Los Angeles Angels select Michael Trout
to the first ballot.
Top tank for Mike Trout.
The MLB Draft, presented by Nike, July 13th on MLB Network.
Angels have not had a pitcher yet this year record a 6-out save. Ryan Zefferjohn could be the first. After he posted a scoreless 8th inning, he'll pitch here in the 9th. Only 3 hits today for Boston. They only had 5 yesterday. It'll be Carlos Narvaez, who had the last Red Sox hit back in the 3rd inning, leading off here in the top of the 9th. Red Sox have only had 1 hit since the 1st.
Using his fastball quite a bit. Another 97-mile-an-hour fastball for Zefferjohn.
Angels trying to get their 40th win, which would again be the same number of wins the Mets and the Astros had last year at the midway point, which doesn't come for the Angels until Friday. And more wins than the Tigers had last year at the midway point. 3 playoff teams from last year. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Narvaez.
Good slider too, between his slider, cutter, sweeper.
Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. There have certainly been some emotional waves through this season, some ups and downs. The Angels really struggled for a point from about April 22nd until that series against the Dodgers. They were in last place for most of that time. They have battled. They were 7 games under, 8 games under. Actually, going into that Dodgers series, they were 17 and 25.
Put it together in that series.
Going to get back to that 500 mark. That 8-game winning streak helped, and they lost 5 in a row right after that. Going to get back to 500 again today, and a swing and a miss by Narvaez is the first out here in the top of the 9th.
Slider there from Zefferjohn.
Angels Live postgame presented by OC Navigator coming up.
Good fastball hitter here. Zefferjohn's been throwing a lot of fastballs though.
1 to Wilyer Abreu, who is 0 for 2 with a walk. Angel pitchers now have retired 23 of the last 25 batters faced between Kikuchi and Zefferjohn. 1 ball, 1 strike on Abreu.
Another good fastball. So quite a few so far today, and it's been a good one.
Looks like if Zephyr gets into some trouble, Hector Neris would be the one to help him out. Neris has been so good with men on base, he'd probably be the perfect choice.
Yeah. Another fastball. That one 98.
There's Neris just in case. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Abreu with Trevor Story on deck. This one will get out of play behind the dugout. 6:30 Friday night. Jose Soriano will look to continue what's been a great stretch for him. He's given up just 2 earned runs in his last 3 starts with 28 strikeouts of his own. Not a lot of contact against Soriano or Kikuchi these last few times out.
That knuckle curve has been electric for Soriano.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Angels have trailed in every game in this series, but come back to win the first 2 and looking for another comeback win today. That's in there, strike 3.
Got the benefit of that call, that 4-seamer a little bit above the zone.
Now, Abreu got one earlier that worked in his favor when the Red Sox ended up getting those 2 runs in the first. What makes up for that one?
Yes. Love the fact that Zephyr-John's trusting his fastball here today, too.
Back-to-back strikeouts to start the 9th brings up Story, who is responsible for those 2 RBIs in the first inning. The Red Sox have only had 1 hit since then, a 2-out single by Narvaez in the 3rd. Angels pitching has been brilliant today. Looping liner, shallow left. Ward comes in, sliding play, but he trapped it. Ward thinks he caught it.
I think they're going to get together here now.
Yeah, they're going to. Alan Porter has called in.
They might even have a crew chief
review.
review.
The field is no catch. This is a crew chief review.
Yep. So we'll see on our replay if Taylor Ward caught it. He thinks he did, and it looks like he did.
Yeah, it looked like he did.
Taylor Ward pretty surprised that was called a hit. Well, that's going to be the game-ending play. Angels are already celebrating. And Taylor Ward comes in on a sliding play, hangs on to the baseball. And after this crew chief review, this one should be over.
After review, the call is overturned. It is a catch.
Say goodnight to the Red Sox. It's a clean sweep, and with that, a clean slate. The Angels are back to 500.
Oh, you got to love that, too. They have to fall behind 2-0 in the first inning, come right back and win a game, sweep the Red Sox, and get to 500 for the Halos. Kikuchi was outstanding. Zephyr-John picking up his 2nd save. The Joe Show and Travis d'Arnaud providing the offense.
Yusei Kikuchi outstanding in 7 innings today. Shook off a pretty laborious first inning, ended up with 12 strikeouts and no earned runs allowed.
Yeah, with only 1 walk, too. You talk about having everything working. Kikuchi had it working. When you need that length in the game, he was able to provide 7 really good innings pitched. Give that bullpen a little bit of a breather, and Zephyr-John able to finish it out. Travis d'Arnaud deserves a lot of credit, not only swinging the bat, but what he did, calling the game behind the plate. 12 punchies. Segoy.
Zephyr-John, too, in the end, 6 outs. And pretty drama-free. Allowed just 1 base runner in the last 2 innings. Red Sox only had 1 hit after the first. Just 3 in the game. And the Angels are able to get a necessary sweep to push them back to 500. They are 40-40. Now they can start to think about where they stand in the playoff races in the American League. Travis d'Arnaud had a big day at the plate and behind the plate. He's standing by with Erica Weston.
Travis, will start with the offense. A 3-hit day for you, triple shy of the cycle. Were you hoping for another plate appearance this afternoon?
Yeah, I was hoping for another plate appearance, but it's better to win than to have a cycle. So pitchers did a good job. Kikuchi did a good job of only giving up 2 in the first and then shutting him down the rest of the way. And Zeph came in and closed the door.
Yeah, Kikuchi was the story this afternoon. Tough first, call doesn't go his way, settles in 12 strikeouts on the day. What made him so brilliant this afternoon?
He had all 3 of his off-speed pitches, and he was able to put his fastball where he wanted to and when he wanted to. His fastball is really sneaky, and he was able to locate it, which made for a tough day for the guys over there.
Why is he so good at home? What do you think it is?
He loves it here. He loves it here. I know his family's here all the time, so he loves his family, so that's what I think.
With the sweep today, you guys get back to 500. You've been there a couple times this season. Hard fought to get back to that spot. How do you feel about the direction this team is going right now? You guys are playing very good baseball.
Oh, yeah, we've been playing good baseball. I think the biggest thing is we're all pulling on the same side of the rope. We're all having fun. We're all making fun of each other every day, and good things happen when you start doing that.
Got to keep you guys on each other's toes. Thanks for the time. Nice job.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, guys.
Well, the halo will shine again after a sweep of the Red Sox. Kubi said something there.
Yes. Travis d'Arnaud, yes.
There you go.
There you go.
I'm glad we got to hear that. The Angels win 5-2. They'll have the Nationals come in here on Friday, and we'll wrap things up in a moment.